On clip 4, look at Luke, proximity to finish the lap off. There, he's giving him a bump and pushes them both off.
You are watching Repco D1NZ live, round 3 of the National Drifting Championship from Circuit Chris Amon in Manfeild. We're in Fielding, great place. The town's got a little excited. We had drift cars at schools, we had drift cars on the school grounds, and I thought the principals were pretty cool about that. I know James McManaway was pretty happy doing some donuts on the old school grounds. I saw that on Instagram, went, that is so much fun. Anyway, you can hear us now. What's going on right now is the pro drivers getting ready for round 3, winding things up so they can go. If you are just joining us, Daniel Smith, Talk Performance S13.5, your round 3 winner for Pro Sport. It was all dry beforehand, and now it's not dry anymore. Andrew Wedwood, one of the judges, come over here. There's Joel Carter, there's JT Wharado. Look at them, wandering around with their heads firmly planted on. Gentlemen, come over here, come on. I know it's wet. I don't really care because I'm standing in the rain too. Okay, let's quickly talk about the change that we're seeing in D1 at the moment. You're all just doing the whole numbers, you know, not specifically looking at lines, the whole number. How are you finding the change up?
Challenging. Making sure we're all on the same page and we understand we each weight things differently, and that's the challenge. Is where I see something, a wheel off is a pretty big line deduction to me as well, where it's also a deduction overall. And just picking up where the other guys see a mistake and how they weight mistakes, and we communicate that between the rounds, but when the weather changes, the way we weight decisions changes with it. Now
that, Andrew, leads me to that question about conditions like this. How much leeway are you prepared to give drivers with conditions like this?
How lenient? I don't think there's really any leniency. We judge based off what we see.
Oh, come on, really?
Well, no, I mean, you gotta expect that 100 is achievable probably in the dry. Out in the wet, I don't think 100 is achievable. We'll still be able to score high if someone comes through and does the best they can for the conditions, but I'm not going to be lenient. A straight line's a straight line, a spin's a spin.
Wow, I'm glad you weren't my teacher. Come on, smile. JT Wharado, man, this first time for you with these two likes. Good fun to work with, and how hard is it to come together and see the same things they're seeing?
My partner sort of explained it to me after observing it the first round, that all three of us have different perspectives on the exact same thing. As a dynamic between the three of us, I think that we're pretty well rounded, you know. We do all look for different things. We definitely do focus and see different things on the track.
We saw some pretty ordinary driving early on because of the conditions. Now you've got the pros out here. These guys, they do not hold back.
They don't hold back.
So to Andrew's point, forget about the leniency. You can get it, you do it, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yep. Oh. One thing is that these tyres, the semi-slicks that these guys are running, it can go both ways in these sorts of conditions. So I can see that some of the guys are struggling. This is why they're struggling, because they're on a semi-slick tyre. So we'll just see how it goes.
All right, so those the three wise men. I don't think Andrew likes me after that conversation, but he's just going to have to put up with it. Excuse me, mate. Okay, where's Jody Bell? Jody was out there in the Pro Sport today. Jody is the drift supervisor, drift organiser from the Manawatu Car Club. Can I just say, your lead run was very, very good.
Yeah, I was really happy with my lead run, actually, Steve. So happy with how I ended the top 32 battles, yeah.
Okay, you call me Steve, it's Stephen. Remember that one, eh? I should get reminded about that one. Hey, sorry. Hey, how long have you been drifting?
About 7 years now.
What got you into drifting?
I've followed drifting since I was a little girl. I actually used to earn pocket money to come and watch D1 in the early 2000s. And it's always sort of been a goal for mine to come down and compete. So I'm extremely humbled to be here and to give it a go.
Do you like to be a bit of a trailblazer for women?
Pardon?
Do you like to be a bit of a trailblazer in drifting for women in this country?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I've got a daughter that's building an S14. She wants to go drifting. I'm going, oh, here we go. But then I see someone like you do such a good job out there. I say, yeah, go get it, girl.
Go get it, absolutely.
Talk to me about the strength of drifting in the Manawatu.
Yeah. So my driving actually progressed through our events we run here at Manfeild with the Manawatu Car Club. So we run drift tutoring events on the back track and front track drift practice days, just entry level to motorsport events. So it's where my driving's definitely progressed, and where other people can come in and give drifting a go as well.
When you hear them just, scrubbing the whole nine yards, does that say to you, oh, can I just get back in the car again?
I'm definitely looking forward to tomorrow.
What's your dream car? What's the dream drift car?
I probably drive it. My inspiration for Sephiro's come from JT's D1 Taxi back in the early 2000s. Yeah, so I've continued with that.
So let's do a quick recruitment drive. If people want to drift with the Manawatu Car Club, how do they get in there?
We've got a heap of information about our drift events on our website, so www.manawatucarclub.org.nz, or our Facebook page, Manawatu Car Club. There's a heap of info about our drift events. We actually got a drift tutoring event on the backtrack on the 11th of May, so get entering.
Keep the smoke show going here in the Manawatu. Thanks, Jodie, for your time, and thanks for a great run today.
Thank you very much.
All right, now the one thing about our grand finale at Mercury Bay Park in Tauranga is, of course, monster trucks. Now, Ben over here, Ben, that's Ben Jenkins, likes an 86. Now, we see this big, the size of this thing over here. Let's just stop here because I'm sick of walking backwards. What do you want? Do you want to do something with something like that?
Yeah, I definitely want to get in that. And there's a little whisper. We're bringing these monster trucks to Bay Park to add into the excitement of an epic round. And they're going to throw me the keys and I'm going to get to crush a car.
No, you're not.
Apparently I get to live out a childhood dream of driving a monster truck. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'll be at the round with my 86 anyway. So what better to jump in the Taurus and have a go.
Really? Isn't the steering all sort of independent of those things?
I don't know. I better start learning.
Oh my goodness! Now, by the way, while we're talking about you doing, while we're talking about other things in that grand finale in the second week of May, which I'm pretty pumped about, the old concrete. Are you going to drive the concrete jungle?
Yes, correct. Troy and I will be back. Our Team Jenkins GT86s. We'll be back there in a lot of our sponsors' hometown. I'm going to put on a show, so I'm looking forward to getting back in the seat.
Steve mentioned Repco Supercars, the ITM Super 400. I believe you and Fanger are going to put on a smoke show for the folks at Taupo International Motorsport Park.
Yeah, something like that is going down. Yeah, the legend Dan Wolfhouse, Fanger Dan's, taking a group of us down to put on a display at Taupo Motorsport Park next weekend for the V8 Supercars.
Okay, can you say a little prayer? Because I think if you look over there, it's starting to clear up, and we want these pros on a dry track.
100%. It's the track's getting really wet. It's going to be challenging conditions for these guys to adjust their setups. They haven't been out for a little while we watch the Pro Sport Championship and competition finish. So right now they're getting one or two little sight laps to be able to dial those cars into these tricky conditions.
Well, the weather was worse actually yesterday when it came to qualifying, right? And it was absolutely hosing down. It was dumping down. And actually, no, I'll tell you what, if we can, we'll try and take in Friday's highlights, and then we'll come back and I want you to try and help us about figuring out a pro car against a pro sport car. So this is what happened yesterday.
Well, this is it. This was it. This is round number 3 of the Pro Sport and Pro Championship and qualifying. This is some of the mess we saw on track in the Max Civil machine. Of course, that was Aaron Habib. What conditions we had as the pros started to line up. They were let out on track, and you can see all the different drivers, big sideways actions, and off we went for the Mag and Turbo Rocket Bunny S13. This was Luke Fink this was Mick Manaway getting as dirty as it could. That car freshly wrapped. We still had an amazing crowd out there on track. As Brucey, well, he did it once, why not try and do it again? As a great team sitting there watching the action on track. Sam West, well, for Sam, he was like, I can take 3 wheels off in the Jason Hobers Builders 2 JZ Power Nissan 180. And Jeremy Slammett out of New Caledonia, that place is paradise. It wasn't for him yesterday as they slid the cars around. Again, Kurt Blackie, he was obviously knocked out early, so got to throw out the guns. And this was one and the only one of the Elite Performance cars. And that right there is Jordan Joyce. Jordan Joyce certainly pumped in the laps as we see the windscreen wiper losing the chat. Qualifying highlights for round number 3 of the D1NZ Pro Championship. Yeah, lots of hands in their heads as the weather was not playing ball. The teams making sure that they were chatting about the different things that were going on out there on track. Probably not a lot of sensibility from Sam West. Of course, again, we had another over-rotation. And Jordan Joyce had the second best score. Fanga Dan, well, he wasn't up there at the top either, as we see the back end of the Mustang decide that it didn't need to be attached. Connor Halligan, 1.5 JZ. What a mess. Dave Steadman, he was an 83-point pass in the RB30 powered Nissan S14. Fanga Dan, well, again, who needs a back bumper of a CTB RTR Mustang? Well, I tell you what, the Castrol man certainly wanted it. This is Taylor James. Taylor James, he got the top score in qualifying yesterday in the Repco 24/7 Mimico machine. Luke Fink, another score that was pretty fantastic for him, including a wheel drop, 83.3. Big drag on the handbrake, and that was it. Well, I can tell you that in the Pro Championship, Cody Pullenburry got 5th position with an 83. Dave Steadman got an 83 as well, joint with 4th place. Luke Fink out of Australia, 83.3 for 3rd, with Jordan Joyce an 84-point run. Taylor James, 88.3, and that was enough to take the win. As we talk about a winner on track, this man here, the local lad.
Rightio guys, we're down here with Keisuke Nagashima's A86. We're going to show you some differences between the Pro Sport cars and then later a Pro car. So come on with me. One of the biggest difference in the Pro Sport and the Pro car is that the Pro Sport cars on the rear, the competition tyre, they run a radial tyre. So if you have a look down here, it's a radial road-going tyre. So that's the biggest difference between the two classes. Pro, which I'll show you in a second, are on a 265 maximum. That's their tyre allowance. They can only go to a 265. Semi-slick race tyre. We'll show you that in a second, but Keisuke's car just finished competition. Let's show you a few little things. He still runs an H-pattern gearbox inside here, which you don't commonly see in many of these cars. So Keisuke, kicking it old school, still has the SR20 under the bonnet. Immaculate car. Amazing car here from Keisuke and his team. Very well presented, all genuine parts from Japan, and he really takes pride in all his vehicles and what he does. But he's still allowed to run that semi-slick on the front. Both championships are allowed to run the semi-slick on the front, but the main difference, like I said, is that radial tyre. So come on with me, we'll go over and see Dave Steadman's Pro car and see the difference. So we're just walking over here, Dave Steadman's car's just come off the track, so it's going to be probably nice and hot. We're just going to sneak in there and have a look at a couple of things just before he gets set for his battles. So it is raining, his team have been changing tyres and changing setups, so come on and walk over here to Dave and have a look at this car. So this is a Pro Spec car. Dave's been running this for many years. And I'll show you a few little differences. If you have a look at that tyre right there, there's a 265 semi-slick tyre. So Dave and his team, most of the field are all on a 265 35/18, and that is the biggest difference to get the grip down. Feel that, it's so soft, the rubber in these tyres. And when they quickly get a burnout and take the slick top layer of that tyre off, these things turn into marshmallows. So another difference with Dave's car, he's got a sequential gearbox. So he's got 6 sequential gears, which he can change gears without using the clutch. So Keisuke, H-pattern gearbox, still sitting there with synchros in the gearbox. Dave, 6 dog gears. Also, for Dave's quick setup, for him to be able to set up for a racetrack, underneath, which you probably can't see, has a Winters quick change differential, which is very, very common in all these Pro cars now. So here we go, Dave's about to go out, so good luck. Thank you for showing us your little car there, Dave, and we'll be right back with the pros.
Well, let's take a look at the drift section here. Of course, we start with a straight into a right side outer clip coming out of Splash. No inside clips, but it's all about the outers today, hitting the right-hand zone coming from the hairpin. This is round 3 of the Repco D1NZ.
Wherever you are around the world watching on motorsport.tv in Australia, in Fox and KO, and on Sky Sport in New Zealand, welcome to round 3 of Repco D1NZ. We have had the Pro Sport won by Daniel Smith. And now we're up to the pros, and this is what it's all about. Can anyone haul in Case Pullen-Burry? Unbeaten in the first 2 rounds, hasn't qualified so well this weekend, and we're almost good to go. They've been going in their little sighting laps. They've been trying to get some heat into the tyres because, as we've had over the last 48 hours, rain. But again, if you look just behind me, it's starting to clear up, and it does clear up and dry up pretty quickly. But the challenges now in the top 24 is being able to get through the round and through the battle. So let's go battling. Round 3, Repco D1NZ here at Circuit Chris Amon in Manfeild.
Well, mate, it's a great day for some pro drifting action. Manfeild Circuit, Chris Amon. Well, I'll tell you what, they might not be putting on the sunshine, but they've put on a pretty cool track.
That's it, that's for sure. Wicked facility down here. It's an awesome track to drive. Driven it many a time.
Taylor James, you look through the window there. Of course, we're used to seeing an S14, and I can tell you today, we are not.
It's a focus, Taylor. We saw that yesterday. He's got the setup of that car dialed, and he drove so well in qualifying yesterday to land a P1. So, yeah, let's go, Taylor. Let's see what he can do behind the unicorn.
Top qualifier from yesterday, so we get a pass through into the top 16. We've only got a handful of top 24 battles to go. First one should be Johnny Latham versus Jace Brown. Maybe I'm wrong. Clayton Daly. What have I got here? Am I right? No, he's got a... Sam West is going to go up against Andy Donoghue. Connor Halligan will go up against Shannon Davis-Redman. On the right-hand side of the tree, who have we got there?
Kurt Blackie up against James McManaway. That'll be a good battle.
Banger gets a pass through.
Banger gets a pass through. Adam Davies versus Bruce Tannock, some long-time campaigners in D1, and then we finish off with local man Jaron Olive Krona up against Sean Potros, who I just spoke to Sean before. He had a long night. No one got any sleep last night, changing and putting a brand new engine into that S15. So hats off to his team, to Ross and James Baldwin for tuning it this morning with Ross down at EFI and Turbo. They did a monstrous task overnight to get that car going again.
Well, let's have a look and see what battle we are going to see today. So this one might be practice, actually, because none of these drivers here look like they are. So they must be doing a sighting lap because of the weather. So this is testing for round 3 before we get into battles. As I mentioned, our first battle will be Johnny Latham. Great to see him back. Yeah, and that is, well, I was going to say it's Luke Fink, but it's actually James McManaway.
James McManaway, the boss. He's in the practice car and taking a little bit of an off-track excursion there, and then the R32, the trusty old R32.
Well, you're talking about what you're going to be driving around in at Bay Park. I know he pinched the keys last night.
He did. He was driving the monster truck around Manfield Park last night. Jeez, it's a big thing, that monster truck.
This is Sam West in the West Plasterers Jason Over's builder's car. Wolfie. Of course, Kurt Blackie out of Todung. A couple of Todung lads. And this guy here, he is a 4 times and our current New Zealand Drift King in the Castrol Century Batteries Mustang on Tri-Ace tyres. We've got about 10 minutes of sighting laps and fun.
We got our drone back in the air. George over there driving his drone, which is good. Gives us good angles of Sam West's entry into the sweeper here.
Well, let's have a look at what the drivers are going through. So at this point here, we want to see the driver's nose come down. We talk about the touch and go, so it's an inside and outside right there. It's slippery. We want to see the rear of the car start heading out to the right-hand side of the track before switching, and we'll see again they'll come through and hit this left-hand side outer zone.
Moving on into the final corner, they lay it right up top to grab that last outer zone 3 before diving down for an apex at the rubble strip to finish off the lap. Good lap from Sam West, showing us a little bit of a live track preview.
Well, let's have a look at the championship standings right now. So at the top is Case Pullen-Burry, 230 points. Sean Potros, he needed that engine change, and we're going to talk about that one a little bit more going through. He's on 162, 154 is Dave Steadman. Connor Halligan on 148. Jordan Joyce, he qualified second yesterday, 130 points. Fanger Dan Wilhouse not having his season with 111. Jeremy Slammett, 106. Sam West, 102. Luke Fink, 96. And Clayton Daly in 10th 10th position in 90 points. Taylor James, gosh, he's dropped back. 88 points for him, with Michael Thorley in just behind. Cody Pullenbury, he qualified, I think it was 5th yesterday on an 83. Cody Pullenbury sitting on 75 points. James McManaway in 14th from Adam Davies. Bruce Tannock, Calvin Clark, he's not here. Troy Jenkins, there's the bro. Brody Marr, Adam Camplin, that's the 20. As we move back down, it is Kurt Blackie, Jaron Olive Kroner, Andy Donahue, who's in 24th? Me.
36 points.
With Johnny Latham, Shannon Davis-Redmond and Jace Brown rounding out the top 26.
It's the only bad part about doing.
And I've just heard Andy Donahue has had to withdraw. As we get clarification, I'll certainly let you know. As look at this car out here. This is one of the loudest cars in the D1NZ. Riker 24/7, Mimico and Napa Auto Parts. Out there in the 345 is Dave Stedman. Launch Master Willie, he's got his hand on his Z going, okay, you just tell me what to do, boss. I'll send whoever needs to be sent. The Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship. This is the Pro Championship. This is Manfeild, and today it is time to go. Only a couple more minutes of sighting before we get into our first battle of the day. And look at this guy here. Now, this man here, that looks like the same car. I can tell you it's not. And of course, normally sponsored by HDL Heavy Diesel Limited, CWR Central Wood Recyclers, JRI, John Ray Insurance, Ralph New Zealand, Shaw's Wire Ropes, NET Developments, Taylor Automotive, G White Logging, PWS. Of course, that is Taylor James. He hasn't got the stickers on there because he's in a borrowed car. And the crowd, look at them all. Plastic bags. I've done that before. And that was in commentary. There goes the DSR team watching on. They're getting ready. And what are you up to, Dave Stedman? I would have expected you to be sitting in a car. Dave Stedman qualifying in 4th place yesterday. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, definitely Dave Stedman straight through into the top 16. So probably just taking a little rest. I saw him out there having some good practice laps before.
All right, well, this is Taylor James. And that is Taylor James. I think they thought it was wrong, and I think it was right, actually.
That Taylor James there.
And this is, that's actually not Taylor James. That is Adam Davies. It confuses everyone. So this is Adam Davies out on track. You can tell because Adam Davies runs the white rims, whereas Taylor's running his standard silver ones. Adam, he's three-wheeling through there, so he's getting that rock on.
And Adam's car there. I think it's another vehicle set up by DK Motorsport.
Well, we'll certainly talk about a lot of things such as that. You talk about DK Motorsport, DK being 3-time champion, Darren Kelly. You know what, that was such a good run. Let's go and see exactly the same car, but differently again. This is Taylor James, our highest qualifier with an 88.3.
Very impressive from Taylor, adapting to a 13B rotary as opposed to his RB34 and his S14. And coming out here and showing everyone how it's done and putting it on pole position for qualifying yesterday.
Well, it certainly wasn't easy for Taylor James. It wasn't easy for anybody with the weather conditions we had. And I tell you what, it's probably not going to be easy today. I look forward to seeing what sort of footage they come back with there with that 360 camera hanging off the back. This is the man that everyone's been talking about, Go Loco, and this is Case Pullenbury. So Case Pullenbury, the only difference between the two of them, Go Loco on the number plate.
Case Pullenbury with an S14.9, so that's an S14 chassis with the 15 kit on it. And Cody, be up soon.
800 horsepower 2JZ. Well, if that's Case, then this must be Cody.
We are. Cody
They're creeping on the number plate.
Cody in the S15, yep. Two boys out of Tuakau. Father Murray does an amazing job keeping both these cars looking so good and competing. So passionate about it, and he's got two guns of sons. They're amazing drivers, and Case is really showing the pros how it is this year.
Showing it he's just such a great driver. He's currently got the largest winning streak in the history of New Zealand drifting, taking every round of the Pro Sport Championship last year. I think he got the last round of the one before that, and 2 rounds of Pro.
Very impressive that youngster can steer a car, and he's got a pretty good attitude about what he's doing.
Well, this one here is a Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5D with the Coyote supercharged V8 under the bonnet, the left hooker. This is Fanger Dan Woolhouse, and he is our current 4 times New Zealand Drift King. He's got the most of anyone ever, tied with his mate, Gaz Wider, who's probably up north in the sunshine fishing.
interesting here to see one of Fanga's tactics. I don't know if he's going to be happy with me leaking it, but he pulls all the spaces off in the wet, as he did in qualifying yesterday, but he hasn't done it for this session. So
yeah,
it's a different thing. Maybe he's playing with some different setups to get a feel for the wet conditions, a wet track.
And then we'll see how Fang and Dan goes through. So we talked about it before. That's the touch and go. So and then we'll see them make their way around. I just think they're a bit of motorsport ballerinas out there.
That's it. That's it. Just cruising on through, just getting their bearings, getting their feeling for this track, for the slippery conditions, and if we're going to get another weather front come through inside the competition, they've had some good practice in adapting to these conditions. So yeah, it will start to dry up though if we don't get any more. If we don't get any more rain, it dries up pretty fast down here, this track. We've seen that through Pro Sport.
We sure have. Sam West, he'll be the next car out there. Hurrah! He's had a bit of a dog of a weekend, but I'm sure he'll be trying to get his buck on and get himself better out there on track in that 2JZ powered Nissan 180. That doesn't say Jesus on the door. It's Westwell, West Plastering, Jason Overs Builders as well, supporting that 2JZ 180 team.
Yeah, talented driver there, Sam. Up-and-comer. A few years through Pro Sport and then moving into the pro ranks a year or two ago. He's an aggressive driver. And yeah, it's a shame with these wet conditions we can't see these boys show their full potential when the track comes dry. Hopefully tomorrow we'll see a full dry track for turning the track around in the reverse direction.
All right, well, they're making their way through. This is a Tauranga driver. So we've got a few drivers that have drifted out of Tauranga himself, the likes of Cole Armstrong as well. And well, here's another one as we talk about Tauranga drivers. This is Clayton Daly in the LSX 454 powered Supra. And this is a monster rocket ship under the bonnet out of RHP Reed and Harrison Performance and Limitless Tyres, Hewlett's Road, Mount Maunganui. Certainly a guy that enjoys his drifting.
100%, very passionate team. Like I said yesterday, Seaton Daly, his dad. I think this is actually still Seaton's car.
Well, Seaton's got enough. He also owns the old Rattler Mustang as well that he likes to drift around. I said, why doesn't that go out? He said, it's quite simple, because it's my car.
Does indeed. He's got a few toys. Loves his drifting, that man. Good conversation with him this morning. And it's good to see his boys out here as Hayden and Pro Sport and Clayton up here in the pro, and he's adapted to the pro and adapted to that Super pretty fast and very well. He's a great competitor.
We look at drifting and we talk so much about it being a team sport, but that's exactly what it is. You're talking about Clayton's dad, Seaton. I mean, you look at, you know, your family, your brother, everyone else. I mean, if you could take your dog, they'd be coming along as well.
That's it, yeah. It's a family sport, as we see a lot of families out here coming with sons and people like that to support them for the drift days, and it's a team sport. You can't do this without a team, so if you're thinking of getting into it, make sure you've got a good group around you to be able to do it correctly.
Absolutely. So, Repco 24/7, but not the normal sponsor for Taylor James?
No, it's not. He's driving the legs off this 180SX. We'll have to keep it.
He was on social media apologising to his sponsors that he couldn't have their names on them. Well, I think I managed to read every single one of them just then. I said, look, you don't have to worry about having stickers on your car when you've got a commentator looking after you. So a big shout out again to HDL, to CWR. And we've got Go Loco again. Now, I said that he won the last round of 22. I was actually wrong. So Case Pullenbury won every round last year. He also got every top spot in qualifying, Panhead top qualifier, bar one, which I think he came second in, and he's obviously won the last 2 rounds of the Pro Championship. He's entered Pro. He is the rookie of rookies, and I can definitely say that he's going to win the Rookie of the Year no matter what. That's the touch and go. That's the championship leader. Qualified in 10th position for today's battle, so he's going to have to actually go through the top 24. First time we've seen him do that this year.
More civil cars. There we go. There's the S14. You can tell it's an S14 with the back quarter window. It's a lot bigger than an S15, even though it's got an S15 rear and front.
I mean, it's one... No, that's mean if I say. I mean, I like the rear end of an S15. 13 and 15 are great, and 14 handles like a dream.
Here we go. Fanger getting his bearings, got the visor up. It's a focused man inside that car.
Do you soften up the suspension as well, or is it a lot of just tyre changes?
Yeah, you do. You soften it up.
One of the things
Narrow the track.
And one of the things we see a lot of with Fang and Dan is the 3-wheeling action. I think we would have seen definitely with a bit more grip, we'd see a little bit more rock and roll of 3-wheeling from Fanger.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, when it's dry, that first transition Jeez, they get snappy for Fang. It's good. It's good to watch.
Hello team, hope you're enjoying yourself here at Manfeild Circuit Chris Amon, round number 3 of the Repco D1NZ. The crowd are building.
It's good to see some people coming in.
And the poles are shaking.
Braving the elements to sit down and watch some good drifting to the Savo, and we're going to see a good show. Here we go.
Well, this is the Link Engine Management Top 16 with Taylor James getting a pass through into the 16. Jeremy Slamet will be going up against Clayton Daly. Dave Steadman versus Sam West. Cody Pullenburry gets a pass through, as does Jordan Joyce, who qualified in 2nd position yesterday. Case Pullenburry goes up against Fanger Dan. That's a battle with Luke Fink getting a pass, as does Michael Thorley. That is how they're going to go. Obviously, there's a couple of top 24 battles that will find a space to go up against those blank panels. And the first one, I think, is ready to go, which will be Johnny Lathan. Now this is a very exciting engine plant. Now we've seen lots and lots of Toyotas. We talk about the 1GZ, which is the V12 of Jaranola Krona. We talk about the 1UZ Supercharger, which is the car that we see of Jace Brown. This one here is the NASCAR motor, the Toyota Racing Development's NASCAR motor that would be seen more in the hands of an SVG type thing. This is the motor that's in Johnny Lathan's BMW. Nicky Brown, what a scheme for this one.
Man, if you get the chance to listen to that car, Johnny Lathan, it sounds so crisp, so sweet. It's an awesome sounding car, as is Jace Brown's here as he lines up. Great sound coming from that. Supercharged 1U.
Supercharged 1U, Jace Brown. This will be probably one of the loudest battles we're going to see today. And it is our first battle for round 3 of the Repco D1NZ. We're going to go down to the hands of Launch Master Willie as we get ready to set them loose. Qualifying in 16th place yesterday was Johnny Latham. 17th place was Jace Brown. Why? Because Jace Brown, as we see the nitrous purge. Okay, I'm happy. My day is done.
That's an intimidation thing on the line. Johnny Latham there, just bringing it up to pressure, purging that nitrous, bleeding off some pressure, sorry. And showing Jace Brown he's got the nitrous switch turned on. Here we go.
Well, we've got the nitrous switch. We've got a big supercharger under the bonnet of that 1UZ 32 valve quad cam V8. It's a TRD V8 versus 1UZ. It is S13 versus the E46 BMW. Johnny Latham. Is he still in the South Island?
He's in the South Island, Christchurch boy, and proud. Here we go.
Well, straight into action. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and this sideways.
Johnny Lathan, nice arc here around the sweeper in these tricky conditions. Jace Brown is nearly going to create contact as Johnny Lathan grabs OZ1, sneaks down to the ribble strip and travels out to OZ3. There is a bit of separation here between these two cars. As he's switching up high to grab number 3, he gets it perfectly, doesn't drop the wheel, doesn't get that deduction. A little bit of wavering getting into the last corner from John Latham, and Jace Brown just getting back a little bit more of that proximity.
Wow, he definitely got back all the proximity. The shallow lines are always going back proximity, but a nice, well, just a great run because they kept it on the track. We didn't see any wheel drops. It's always nice to see, especially in the Pro Championship. There's a big reason for that because of a combination of the power and the grip.
That's it. You hit it straight on the head there, Steve. Power and the grip. But these guys adapted pretty well, as we see Jace Brown nearly in over rotation to stay away from it having contact into the back of that BMW. And Johnny just does a nice job just grabbing that clip and travelling on up to 3. He gets to OZ3 here, just right on the side. Doesn't drop that wheel to get that deduction. But just at the last half of this run, just a little wavering in the steering there, upsetting Johnny and not grabbing that inner ripple strip nicely on the way out.
So we're watching the judges, watching the battles out there. This is how one of the ways they deliberate. They use their own eyes the first time, and then it's straight to the screens. Now, one of the things I do want to watch coming out of the hairpin is just the front and rear end of the blue BMW. So he's done everything clean. He's created a gap. We come through this section here. Slight change in the, but what happens here? He's still sideways, and what happened there?
Get it done. It was a nice run until the end. It just got a little bit messy at the end. The boys need to tidy that up. But I would say there'd be an advantage to Johnny Latham and the BMW right now.
So I'm saying that he has, as long as he went through the Link ECU flags at the end, advantage. If he didn't, that was a straight line.
Okay.
All right, well, it's gone down to the hands of Launchmaster Willie. We get the Reds rumbling again, rising up, and it's the 07 Frankenstein by Vital Tyres and Valvoline who will lead the way this time. This is Jace Brown in the 07 versus Johnny Latham in the 133 BMW. Let's see what happens this time as they start accelerating out into the drift section.
Here we go, Jace Brown leading out in the Frankenstein. He flicks in, nice mid-track flick. Don't want to bring it up too close to the dribble strips. We want to allow some room for the chase car to get in the pocket. Jace, nice switch, bit of wheel work there though. A little bit of a steering correction he's had to do. But Johnny Latham doing a good job in the chase run. And it might just be enough for what he needs to do. Jace Brown not out into that zone like Johnny, but Johnny can't throw it away in the chase run there. Quite a big throw into the last corner.
They come through to finish, and yeah, there we go. So we'll certainly have a look at the replay of this run, see if we can pick anything up. But the pros definitely putting it on.
Nice start to the battle as we see some smoke coming from the back of both of the cars. Jace Brown grabs, he's very lucky on that ribble strip. But then, as we see as he leaves OZ1, he's doing a lot of steering wheel work inside that cabin. And
I thought he might have transitioned late to come through here, but keeps it on the black stuff. He was actually off it, so. And then at that point there, a big drag to try and take him up there. Probably going to be marked down.
Definitely looked like a slight reinitiation into the drift for Jason, the lead there at the final turn before he got to the last outer zone.
Well, I call what I see, and the only thing I'm really looking at is a combination of things at the tail end. It's either massive advantage, in my opinion, to Johnny Latham, but both times as we come through the finish of the section, that BMW kind of straightens up. So he's really backed it in for this. Looked really spectacular. But at this point here, I just want to watch where that Link ECU flag is there. Straight. Like, I hope he finished the section.
Technically,
yeah,
you are correct. He didn't finish the section.
So look, the judges, they know what they saw. We're not judges. You've been a judge.
I have been a judge. I've done 2 rounds of judging actually for pro and then 2 for pro sport last year, which was great. We were separate. Championships.
Well, let's have a look and see what Andrew Redwood, Joel Counter, and JT Wharedo, yep, they agree that I am wrong. Johnny Latham will take the win.
It is a case of Johnny be good here today in the round of 24. Congratulations, buddy.
Sorry, mate. What was that?
Yeah, good start, mate. Congratulations. Nice run, delicate run.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, yeah.
Up against someone like Jace Brown, I mean, he's handy himself. Where are you finding the struggle out there at the moment?
It's just tricky everywhere pretty much. You just got to be, just hang on to it and hope for the best.
How much confidence does this give you going to the next round?
Yeah, it feels good, man. Yep, happy with it.
Go get it.
Shout out to the South Islanders supporting us as well. Appreciate it. There's a lot of love coming from home.
Got a little love.
Thank you.
We haven't seen Jace Brown for a while. Frankenstein's back out, but well, early exit, buddy.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, it's the Kanji draw, a bit scrappy out there, but we just want to say hi to my little fellas at home, Asher and Kenzie. They'll be watching. Hope you guys are being good for Nanny and Papa. Hang in there, little fellas. We'll be home soon.
Not too soon. You got a round tomorrow.
Too. We're back tomorrow.
There you go. Thanks, mate. Appreciate the time.
Here we go, off with our second battle of pro field. Connor Halligan leading out Shannon Davis and Redmond from Christchurch in the Borrow James Dundee machine.
Well, this man here, Connor Halligan, who I can't see where he qualified, but I'm sure it was high. He, of course, is the Pro Sport winner from 22. Moved into Pro in 23 and certainly enjoying it. He looks like he should be there.
Yeah, here we go. Connor Halligan initiating Shannon Redmond. A little bit wavery in the chase there. Connor's out quite wide. He needs to bring it into the touch and go. Does he get it in there? Need to see as he travels through Splash to grab outside zone 3 a little bit off there, and he just gets the corner of the tyre in as he travels up to his next clip. Finishing off the lap here, Shannon Davison in the back, just not there with the proximity. He's just not close enough for what we need to see, Steve.
Well, they come through and close up. Well, I guess we'll go up and have a look. It's all about proximity when it comes to pro drifting, any form of drifting, and you really want to be on that back bumper.
Definitely, but a little bit scrappy from both boys. Connor sort of gets stuck in no man's land out here. We're really slippery on the wide of this sweeper as he tries to bring it in. See, Shannon has to do a handbrake drag there to adjust to actually stay behind Connor. So I wonder if the judges will have a look at that. Connor just clips OZ2 and then heads on the way out and misses OZ3. He's mid-track before switching up for 4.
And they'll come through to finish at this point here, and you can see it drags the S14 up the track where he needs to go, comes through and stops the at that point there. But what happens here? I mean, we need the nose of that S14 to basically go through. There's a bit of a yellow box there and there. He's grabbed it with the outside, but not the inside, not the front tyres.
That's correct. He struggled to get to that box. He only just nicked to 2 as well. As we go all the way back, Shannon Redmond on the entry had to make quite a bit of an adjustment for Connor being quite wide on that sweeper. So it'll be interesting to see how the judges call that one. As we're travelling through to the second pass. Tunis and Sylvia's both powered by 1.5 JZs.
1.5, that's 2 JZ heads on a 1 JZ head on the top. Yeah, okay, correct. Big Willie Styles. All right, we'll go and see the second half. Shannon Davidson-Redmond, great to see him back in the D1NZ. We saw him drifting a couple of seasons ago with us in the Pro Sport Championship. That was with his own car. I think he even win rounds, didn't he?
He had some very, very good results up at Mount Smart.
Mount Smart, that's right.
Had a blinder.
All right, well, it's time to grab some gear, and Connor's not holding back. He's literally looking over to the left-hand side saying, hurry up and go, I want to go too.
Here we go, nice initiation from both the boys. Shannon Redmond sees he's out in no man's land as well, where Connor was, as we're coming in to try and grab that first outer zone. They both miss it. Shannon misses it. Connor's just following and mimicking that lead car. We're a little bit off OZ2 as we head up to 3. Can Shannon get out to it?
Well, he'll come through, set himself up. He has sort of got the car up, maybe not as far up as you'd want. Very, very similar runs between the two drivers, but one of the things we did see in the second part of the battle was Shannon Davidson-Redmond on the back bumper of Connor Halligan.
That's correct, Steve. We did see that closer proximity at the later end of that first run. We also, here we go, look, right out wide in the sweeper. Connor has a big bobble behind him. Was that due to Shannon being out wide? Could we see the same mistake in both runs?
Well, I think we've basically seen a mirror of each other, so I guess from that they can basically cancel each other out. But they'll go through. Just see the flames throwing out the side. What are they going to do? Are they clutch kicking out, or is that just hitting the limiter?
It makes so much power. They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. There we go.
Oh,
Connor has a straight line on the straight, but was it because he thought Shannon was going way too wide? I think he was far enough back to not have to pull out. That's a big emphasis that I know the judges and Andrew Redwood has been looking at. Can the chase car still be in there and not just blame it on the lead car?
Well, they'll come through. They'll get ready to line up. It's decision time. This is to find a... Now, who will they be going up against? Let's see if we've got a result. Connor Halligan, this is going to go up against Cody Pullenburry. So the winner of this battle will go up against Cody Pullenburry. Andrew Redwood, Joel Counter and JT Wharedo all say that Shannon Davidson-Redmond takes the win.
Connor Halligan, strong result at Hampton Downs. A couple of mistakes, the weather playing a massive part in it. But here we go, come Steve.
Hey, look at that smile, says it all, buddy. Congratulations, you took out Connor Halligan.
Yeah, that was scary. Honestly, this was my first weekend ever on semi-slick sleigh in a competition, and in the rain, that was sketchy.
So you'd be hoping that maybe it just dries up a little bit for the next round.
I'd like that.
Yeah. How good does that feel though?
Amazing, actually. My first ever. Oh, actually, sorry, I lied. Actually, I've done a pro round before. So this is my first ever pro round in a car that's actually working.
Well, take that confidence into the 16, mate.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just quickly talk to Connor while those guys are scrubbing. Well, not this time, pal, hey?
Rough day at the office.
What do you think? You straight-lined a bit in that second run, yeah?
I made the wrong call about what gear to chase in on that first corner, and sort of got a bit of a gap, so I tried to go up a gear and car gripped up on me, and yeah.
Easily learned. Round 4 tomorrow.
Sweet. Yeah, we're ready for tomorrow.
Thanks, bud.
Well, it's the end of the round for Connor Halligan, but again, as we just heard, we'll go all again tomorrow. We'll talk about that during the day as we see James McManaway, who is, well, he's a lower qualifier, but he's going as fast as he can in the 32. He's going to be going up against Kurt Blackie. Kurt Blackie, trying to find out where he qualified, but that's okay. Let's see what Kurt can do. He was a higher qualifier of the two from yesterday, and he'll be leading out in Wolfie. That is an LS-powered GT86, and here we go.
Kurt Blackie flicking in. James McManaway, good proximity on the sweeper, chasing him down as they switch together. Kurt's going to over-rotate it, and he has over-rotated it.
Thought he might have held on to that one there and would have obviously been marked down for it.
Definitely going to be a mark down, yes we go. As Kurt continues through the section, it's still going to be judged. Up into the last outer zone, diving down to grab that ripple strip as they exit the section. Well done to James for avoiding that, especially in the slippery rain. That could have been a contact.
So the winner of this this battle out on track is going to go up against Jordan Joyce as we watch Kurt Blackie. So he gets himself nice and sideways. He's holding, and as he goes to switch, I'm not sure what happened there. He just strip. There we go. But he holds on to it, and at that point there, it would have just been a backie with a massive points deduction. But no, he did straighten it up. So it isn't the job of the chase driver if there's a mistake in front of them, especially like that, to actually continue drifting. But you can't tell a D1NZ pro drifter or any pro drifter in the world that they have to slow down and let you through, can you?
You did right, you did right. Here we go. What if we're going to get in an outer zone? Does he get that right rear on the ripple strip here? Is that what sends him? There we go.
Yeah, wow.
Slippery.
He knows. But Boston Fink's probably sitting there in the Queensland saying, "What's Dad doing?" No, it's okay. Dad's not in that car this weekend. He's in the mighty 180.
Well, yeah, as a swap around here, Kurt Blackie has got some work to do in the chase position, and he can chase. We know Kurt can chase.
Kurt's best result to date has been at Mount Smart Stadium. He managed to pick himself up a second place on the podium, of course not in his own car. That was the car campaigned by Fanga Dan many, many years ago.
Another VIP driven by Sam Edinburgh. Here we go.
McManaway, let's see what the mongrel can do as he takes the outside line. High qualifier will always set the outside line. In the first battle, this is the second half of the battle between these two drivers, and the JDM man, which is James McManaway. Sheeby on the bonnet, Sheeby right for him.
Here we go. Kurt needs to apply the pressure here and gain that proximity and get in the pocket. Try and force a mistake out of James McManaway. But as we're seeing through, James McManaway is just peddling that skyline through. Oh, there's a little bump.
And McManaway holds on for it. He will come through and power out. And Kurt, well, I mean, I guess anything you need to do for round number 4, you might as well begin now.
Let's have a look, though.
Oh, okay. I know what you're looking for. Let's talk through it.
Let's have a look. James McManaway, definitely that little thing. He's pushing that to its limits, that R32. But nice transition. Gets through. Kurt just sitting there, about to jump up into the pocket. A little bit unsure where he needs to go, what's going to happen in front of him. But as we come down here, we're looking for a straight, so a bit of a straight there.
Okay.
But wait here. See the front wheels of the McManaway car?
Ooh.
They move a little bit, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to be the cause of the contact. That might be all on Kurt. I thought I saw something in the first run. Let's have a look at it again.
Well, he comes through. Everything's all right at this point here. Not exactly where they want to be on the line, but they're on the black stuff. That's a start in bad conditions. Comes through and we see both drivers switch. Early switch for...
Is there a straight?
There.
Oh, it's close. It's close. It's close.
Wow, and we know that...
This might be a good one for the call after, to talk to our 3 men upstairs. Maybe if they want to jump on, get a little explanation of...
Well, we'll see which way they go. Now, the only time, in theory... So if it wasn't, this should be McManaway punches through. Well, sorry,
it's correct.
We'll go
That's
through.
what it's looking like it'll be,
yeah.
And it is. Congratulations, James McManaway goes through to the top 16.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, how are you?
How's the old girl going?
Now she's coming through for us, hopefully, so we'll just keep on pedaling and see what happens.
I mentioned earlier today, how much fun did you have doing donuts at a school?
Oh,
With permission from the principal.
Well, yeah. I think the kids loved it. A lot of posters, a lot of stickers and everything, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day, so happy days.
Kids loved it, eh?
Yeah, no, they do. So it's great to see more people getting enjoyed and coming through.
Well done, mate.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll just have a quick chat to Kurt. He's Wolfie there, but mate, you can't buy a trick.
Yeah, I've actually injured my hand quite a bit there when I made contact with James on the last corner.
Wheel snap?
Yeah, snapped. I felt like he just kind of stalled up a little bit, and went straight into him. So, but that's all good. Hats off to him. I'm just stoked that I've got a running car here. I've had a hell of a season, so I'm just really stoked that the car's still going in one piece, and we've got another turn tomorrow. So, cheers.
Go get the hand looked at.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, we were going to see if we could grab a word with the judges, but we're going to go straight into our next battle of the day, which is... It's Adam Davies.
Adam Davies, Bruce Tannock, the immaculate Rocket Bunny S13.
Versus the loudest, one of the loudest cars in the D1NZ. It's a 20B rotary, and that is from Repco 24/7, Mimico and Napa Auto Parts from Tauranga. It is Adam Davies who leads out.
Here we go, these boys both on. Bruce a little bit shallow in the chase, we're trying to gain some proximity. Adam a little off OZ1 as he switches through Splash to try and grab 2. Just the corner of his tyre gets into 2.
Adam Davies, our 14th qualifier from yesterday. Bruce Tannock in 19th. He slides the car up and gets himself to try and do that inside-outside. Drives back out. Solid run by both drivers, really.
Great run by both drivers. Adam could be a little deeper in these boxes. We need to see these guys getting a little bit deeper into these zones.
I love how hard you are. You just see it like a driver should, and that's what it's great. And that's what, oh, he's got a broken Sam West style. Let's go with 180s and wipers that don't like to work.
Good chase here from Bruce Tannock. This is good from Brucey. Just mimicking Adam Davies here as he chases him up into the final turn. They get up quite high, that's good in that last section. Dip down nice and smoothly and just drive out. This is some good driving for these boys in some tricky conditions.
Well, we'll see if we can't say hello to one of the judges up there and see how they're enjoying themselves up in the tower. Let's go and say hello to JT. How's it all going up there in the judges box for you, mate?
Changing conditions have been a bit of a mission to judge, really.
Hey, what's the go with the McManaway Wolfie battle, the one between McManaway and well, how did you guys see it?
For me, it would have been just after the sweeper. Kurt had over-rotated or half-rotated. He did bring it back and then keep going through the section. And then there was another shimmy down the end. There was contact right at the hairpin. I don't know exactly what they could see in the cars, but from what we could see, it was Kurt's fault.
Perfect. Well, you know what? That was his fault. You guys saw it how you saw it, and I tend to agree with you. Let's go back and get you guys back into judging, and we will head back out onto track. This is the battle between Adam Davies and Bruce Tannock. Tannock will lead this time the second half.
Yeah, so swap over here. Let's see what Brucey can do in the lead. Adam Davies needs to get some high on proximity to score higher than Bruce in the chase. It'd be nice to see Bruce get into those zones. So here we go.
Well, here we go. Bruce Tannock, RB30. That thing has got a lot of power. A nice smooth arc comes through and just tightens up. Tightens too far up. That's all, and that.
Oh, wow. Wow. I have my hands raised in the air. That beautiful car was going to have some contact. Brucey. What went wrong? What was happening? Let's have a look at that.
Who was the lead driver? Was Bruce the lead driver? It was, okay. So this is just, I was going to say, in other situations, Adam would have to complete the lap. He doesn't. But again, we come down to he's a drifter, and of course he will. So, well, let's see.
Here we go. Bruce just gets stuck out there in the slip. He's trying to bring it round with that wise for headlock, and unfortunately over-rotates and almost strikes through the cones and ends up in the kitty litter.
Oh, how soft for the D1NZ media too, running. I would have been running to the car, not away from it.
Adam Davies finishing the lap off, even though he didn't actually have to. He's going to be going through, so yeah. Adam will take that. It's not how you want to take it with the other driver spinning off into the kitty litter on the first turn, but as we see here, Bruce Tannock, too wide.
How much, I mean, look,
Oh, that's close.
I just think that was amazing by Adam as well. He's sort of just back, and then, okay, he's gone and snapped back it the other way.
That's it. Good on the play thinking there from Adam, just waiting back a little bit to see
he missed that out of zone.
Which direction Bruce's car was going to go in.
There you go. We definitely got that clip.
Yeah, he definitely did. He nailed that zone.
And the best thing about it is he can do it all over again tomorrow.
That's it, 100%.
But from the other way. And who's going to win? Well, I think you're standing in front of them. Let's go down to Stephen McIver.
Yeah, it wasn't a hard one to pick one, was it? You know, sometimes when you see someone go out, you get a feeling that they're on. I got that feeling with your first run.
Oh, I wasn't totally happy with the first one, to be honest. A little bit scrappy. My first 2 sight laps were actually quite good, but I don't know, just the track's just dried up that little bit more. It's just a little, the margin for error is not there, you know. So anyway, I guess we got the win, do we?
That's what I'm talking to you, Bell. He got stuck in the kitty litter. Congratulations, you're through. Go get ready for the next one.
Thank you.
I guess we got the win. Yes, Adam, you definitely got the win. Adam Davies, his first ever round win was here at Manfeild Circuit Chris Amon. His teammates' first ever win was at Manfeild Circuit Chris Amon. Luke Fink's first ever win of the D1NZ was in a DSR car here at Manfeild Circuit Chris Amon. Yeah.
Last year, Luke Fink taking the win in a borrowed car last year.
And who qualified first in qualifying this year who is in a DSR car?
Now I can see why Taylor James chose that car. Bringing it to Manfeild. It's got good history here. Unbeaten last year.
Well, here we go.
Smart move, Taylor.
Well, we talk about Manfeild, and you can't talk about Manfeild without talking about Jaron Olive Krona, the parts trader, Lexus New Zealand, RCF. It's a 2021 machine, and this thing has an Hartley Engines and Motorsport 1 GZ. It is a V12, and it is twin turbo. It's a monster.
It's an absolute amazing car. If you get a chance to go and look at it himself, his team, Kester, they've built an absolute weapon, and it's state of the art. It's one of probably the only one in the world that would be drifting.
Absolutely. Now, one thing to also look at is the car we've got on screen. He did not show up yesterday because he blew his motor. In order for you to go through into tomorrow's round 4, because it's done on the results of today, in qualifying, you have to have gone through today. He blew his motor, so a decision was made that I think there was 3 drivers would be able to try and repair. That is a brand new motor. It was changed yesterday, and Sean Potros behind the wheel. Toyota versus Toyota, 6-cylinder versus 12.
Definitely. A lot of cylinders out on track right now as Jaron's in the lead as he takes off.
Jaron's certainly done a lot of laps here at Manfeild Circuit Chris Amon. Home for the Olive Krona. Fano is only, there's contact and an over-rotation.
Man, it's slippery out there for those boys. We just saw, look at the heat coming off Olive Krona's tyres. He's on the back. Yeah, tricky conditions for these lads. And there definitely was contact before Jaron could get over to OZ1. There was contact on the left-hand side of his car with Sean, but if we can have another look at that, we can break it down and have a look and see who's at fault.
This is to go up against Michael Thorley.
Here we go, Olive Krona, great sweeper. He puts on a lot of angle there at the end of the sweeper where he needs to be coming across to the zone. Sean Potros gives him a bump.
No. He had already got ready to switch 30 metres before the touch and go.
You reckon?
Let's watch it again. Look at it from what I'm saying and see if there's any...
Here we go, Sean bumps hard. See, Jaron was trying to come across to that outer zone. He was trying to get across.
So that was trying to get the nose across to hit it so then he could switch.
That's correct, that's correct.
And that's the bonus of having a pro driver sitting in the seat next to me, because, well, who would know what I would come up with?
I don't know how Jaron's ended up spinning the other way, though. That's the thing. How did he spin the other way, Steve?
Wow. I don't know.
I'll tell you what, it's been an action-packed day of battles. So many things to figure out, break down who's at fault all through the pro sports, and now we're seeing it in some of these early on battles with the pros. So they switch it around. Sean Potros in the lead.
We'll Philippe Buchanan out there. Here we go. This is the second half of the battle. Sean Potros in the lead position. Jaron Olafkrona will play chase. Potros in the 2 JZ Elite Performance S15 versus that 2021 RCF Lexus. Olafkrona over 1,000 horsepower. And who knows what's under the bonnet with that 2J. It was built last night. Here we go.
Epic angle here from Sean Potros. He's been known for his angle and his limiter as he switches. Jaron struggling in the chase position. He's had a spin. Is Sean Potros shutting it down?
So Sean needs to hold on to this lap.
Oh, listen to the car, Steve. He needs to finish it. The car's down a cylinder. You can hear it. He's struggling through the section, but all he needs to do is finish and get some points. Wow. Wow. How do you call that? How do you call that? Run one? Whose fault do you think it was?
Let's just make them do it again. Well, we'll have a look at this point. And you can hear the farting and coughing.
Jaron really trying to hold that car up. So much forward drive in that car. And with Sean maybe being down a cylinder, being down a lot of speed, is that going to play into the decision? Sean being too slow on that sweeper. But he makes it through. He gets the car through. Does not sound happy whatsoever. That new, new 3.4 motor they put in overnight, bolted together overnight. Massive thanks to Ross Honor at Top Tune who supplied the engine to Sean. You can hear it in the slow-mo. That's on 4 cylinders.
What about if he's stalled up because he's underpowered and isn't able to be? Has Jaron gone and over-rotated because of that?
There's definitely...
Okay, it's...
OMT. OMT.
Great graphic.
So there you go. One more time to try and complete the top 16. Stick with us, there's more to come. Round 3, Repco D1NZ live from Manfeild.
Well, this is the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship live from Manfeild Circuit. Chris Amon in the mighty Manawatu towards the lower end of the North Island of New Zealand. And we've got some of the best pro drifters in New Zealand and in Australian as well. Certainly enjoying the action out there. It's quite nice, Ben, to see some of that blue sky. Let's try to break through the clouds.
That is nice. Hopefully we'll see a fast drying track. It's been hard for us to see it here in your office you've built for us, but yeah, hopefully we get to see the track drying up a little bit later so we can see some fast-paced
dry
battles.
Track equals grip, and grip is what we want to see. Grip allows us to get the slip where we want it.
Oh.
So it's normally a windy area here in the Manawatu, one of only I think 5 natural essentially wind tunnels up in those hills that are clouded and mist at the moment. There's about 300 or 400 windmills that are gently creating renewable energy.
Actually very impressive when you're flying into Palmerston North, 15 minutes down the road. You see all the windmills up on those hills.
Had the luxury of going up and checking them out firsthand once in my life, and when you see them on the hill they look like they're about, I don't know, 20 metres high. When you actually get into proper, these things here look about 100 metres high when you're underneath them.
Yeah, wow. Good chance to go look at them myself.
Of course, Toyota on the side. This is the home of the HQ of Toyota New Zealand.
It is indeed Palmerston North. The head office is down here. Hello to any of the team if they're tuning in.
Quite often seen Andrew Davis and a few of the other team out there enjoying themselves. Well, in KCU out there, we can see it in the banners across the Manfeild building. They're the name on the side of probably almost every drifting competition in the world these days. And one drifting competition that's coming up, Formula Drift. They're, I think, at Long Beach this weekend.
That's correct, Long Beach. They had their qualifying today, which is completely different from Formula D. They do battles to assume their top 32 bracket. Hello to our friends at Formula D. If anyone over there is tuning in, we'll have to catch up with a bit of that after the show.
I think so.
Still waiting to complete that top 16 here in round 3 of Repco D1NZ from Circuit Chris Amon and Manfeild. Look who popped up, Drift Jesus. Alex Griffin is with us. So why are we seeing you out there this year?
Oh mate, I've been building a new motor, looking to fix a few long-term issues around oiling and a few other bits. So we built a new motor, dry sump, and I didn't quite get there for the start of the season. So I decided to take it slow, get a few test days done. So for this year, I'm just here supporting the RHP boys, and you know, I got to be here. I can't not be here.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're missing being out there, scrubbing, battling.
Yeah, very much so. Every time I'm a terrible spectator. Every time I get to the track, I get a real itch. I want to drive. Makes me go home and keep working on the car. So, yeah.
What does the wife think about all that?
Oh, she loves it. She's currently screaming from the stands, "I love you, Griffin." So I think she likes it. She loves being here too.
Enough. Nice to see you, pal. Get that car ready for 25, okay?
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
All right, let's take a look at the battle tree. Steve?
All right, thank you, Stephen. Well, we've seen Taylor James versus, what's it, Mimico top 8, I'm sorry. Taylor James will go up against Johnny Latham. Jeremy Slammett versus Clayton Daly. Dave Seven versus Sam West. And Cody Pullenburry going up against Shannon Davis-Redmond.
Yeah, we see Jordan Joyce against the local man, James McManaway. And then that battle right there, Steve. Case Pullenburry. Bang Woolhouse. That's going to be good.
Oh.
Here we go. Straight into it. Top 16.
All right, well, which car is it? I can tell you it is the #1 qualifier from yesterday, and this is Taylor James behind the wheel in the HEL Heavy Diesel sponsored CWR Central Wood Recyclers machine. He's got Ryco 24/7 Mimico. Team DSR looking after him this weekend. Taylor James, our top qualifier, 88.3 yesterday. Let's see why he did it. He's going up against Johnny Latham in one of the scariest motors in the D1NZ.
Taylor James nice and wide on that sweeper. He made it back to the touch and go to get into 1, gets to 2. As he heads up to 3, he's pulling a little bit of a gap on Johnny Latham. Johnny Latham doing a pretty good job in the chase position.
Well, off he goes, Taylor James. Renee Redmond, go on, sponsor him a rotary for the S14.
Well, Taylor James driving pretty damn well.
Great drive by both of them as we see the replay of this run. He comes through, switches, he gets in there nice and shallow as well, but just for that proximity by Latham, he's not scared.
Yeah, Latham used Taylor going wide on the sweeper, so Latham took advantage of that, gained some proximity just before SE1 as they come through here right at the end of the section. We're pulling it off, and they're about to pull off a good lap. Good lap for both boys.
Let's have a look and see if we can pick any holes in anything. So,
my only thing is that Taylor was stuck out in that no man's land. He managed to get back across, but he was out quite wide on the sweep. I don't think that's the line that the boys are looking for.
He's still got his touch and go.
That's it. He still got across. Good on him. He got across those grippy Tri-Ace Formula R1s on the back of that car.
And we've talked about that in the past. Those are the same ones that we saw Farron.
That's correct.
Jason Farron in. They were so grippy last year.
Yeah. Farron had hammered down last year in the Barrow Wagon. Gripped up those Tri-Ace R1s. They're an amazing time.
Whoa, let's go. Launchmaster Willie says full send time. Johnny Latham, what can he do? He's in the 133. This is a genuine for BMW with that TRD V8 under the bonnet. Taylor James is trying to just jump on that back bumper already. We'll see what happens as they enter in. Now, one of the things you have is trust in your competitor. One thing Taylor hasn't done is probably any form of drifting with Johnny Latham.
That's correct. Probably the first time they've ever driven together, maybe in practice this morning. But as we see here, Taylor doing a pretty good job in the chase position. Johnny driving away from the little 180SX.
And a dirt turbo. Ooh, we've got to wheel off. If he gets this one, it's going to be a scalp. It's going to come down to who's made I just don't know. That dirt turbo by Taylor James. Let's just hope it doesn't cost him.
Yeah, wow, let's break it down. Taylor mimicking Johnny's angle on the sweeper. They both get that touch and go quite nice. He's just getting ready to set, but then Johnny gets a bit of grip. He finds a dry spot. Gets over out of zone 3. Doesn't get into 3. Taylor does, but yes, as you said, Steve, there's a little wheel drop.
Now, it's only a minor points deduction. So, Latham. What happened at the very end with Latham? We'll check that out as well. So we come through, flying on board with Inspire You.
Watch this. Johnny Latham finds a dry spot. Drives away from Taylor James as Taylor gets his right rear onto that ripple strip. Going to slow him down.
As we fire aboard, the lead driver.
As they exit the section, I think it was a little bobble in the camera that might have caused that. Steve, that's going to be an interesting call. And a big call at that. Number 1 qualifier, Taylor James. Do you feel, Steve?
Well, I think that, look, I thought that there was possibly an issue there and a potential straighten up, but in actual fact, I was incorrect with what I saw. So I understand we might have a result.
I reckon they'll OMT it. I'm feeling an OMT. Feeling an OMT here, Steve. We're waiting for the call.
Are we going to go again?
Cliffhanger, eagerly waiting for the result of this battle.
I reckon Stephen McIver plays up a 2 handicap. That is a perfect swing. It's an OMT, Stephen. Going again.
And those boys going to go bolt a fresh set of tyres on the back. So they'll be probably half warm from the dry spots they've found in those 2 runs.
So Andrew Redwood was able to make a decision, but sadly the other 2 judges do, and obviously in the world of drifting we have to have 66% of the decision made.
Correct. All right, straight into our next battle. This is a battle of the Supras.
Hey, we haven't seen a battle of Supras for a little while. This one.
And how cool that these cars used to be teammates.
Are they both?
Both these cars used to be teammates, driven by Jody Donovan, the 2J1 in the black, Drew's old one in the V8. Very different cars these days, but it's cool to see them back out there and competing together.
When that 86 front went on, there wasn't a single 86 drifted in New Zealand. It was just... But of course, he came through out of New Caledonia, Jeremy Slammett. He won the MSC Challenge, drifting in car parks in New Caledonia, and then decided that not only would he drift in New Zealand, but has essentially moved to New Zealand. NZKW supporting him, as with the JDM team. Of course, RHP and Limitless tyres on the side of Clayton Daly's car. It's a 2J versus an LSX.
Here we go. Nice aggressive initiation. Clayton Daly right on that pocket, right on that door. Can he hold back? Wow. Gets back in. Nice transition from Clayton in the chase. This is a good lead run as well from Jeremy, allowing that good chase as we flick up to outer zone 3.
That was one heck of a switch. I just can't believe it as he comes through and closes up the gap again. Beautiful drive by both of them. Oh
no.
And it was before the section. Before the section ended.
Spun over the line. What's the ruling? Where's the rule book?
Well, we have to see if he's gone past 90.
Is that what the rule is? Past 90 on the line?
It would have to be past 90 on the line.
Okay. Well, here we go.
What? I mean, this is ridiculous.
That's the best proximity we've seen on that sweeper all weekend.
Yeah.
Nice switch as they get through Splash. Jeremy Slammett nails OZ2 as he heads up to 3. Doesn't get into 3 very well, but here we go. This is the crucial point coming up. Clayton gets his front on the ripple strip there, gets on the power, and he's 2 wheels off.
Yeah. So
that's spun.
That's the spin.
It is such a shame for Clayton.
Now, the next thing we're going to do when we go through here is we're going to see if Jeremy Slammett actually finished the section as well.
Okay. All right.
So everything's pretty cool at this point here. Entertaining drifting, drivers on their lines, off their lines, but closing up now. We know that the second car, is over-rotated. What happened with the first?
Watch closely here.
We're looking at the flags.
One wheel.
Was it a straight line, a one-wheel straight line?
It's power burning out. It's power burning out of it.
It's a rolling burnout right-hand side of the track is what it's generally always been.
It's power burning out.
Okay.
Technically, that's classed as him finishing the section.
Cool with that.
Unfortunately, Clayton Dowdy's spinning over line over 90 as he goes on line.
Yeah, so that's it.
That's it.
So if we talk in the old terms, it's a 10-0 advantage.
As we switch it up, can Jeremy Slammett show back some of that proximity that we just saw from Clayton? Has he got a good spotter in his ears to tell him to just finish the lap? Little break while the judges watch their replay.
Well, they've watched their replay, they're happy, they send them.
Clayton with some work to do if he's possibly sitting on a 10-0. Can he pull off a heater of a lead run? There's definitely a difference in traction between these two cars. We saw in that first run.
All right, Jeremy Slammett, he's going to be to a massive advantage, but there is no way he's going to hold back.
No way, as we see. Both these Supras, 186 fronted, enter. Clayton on a nice arc into the touch and go. Grabs it. Jeremy Slammett sneaking up into their pocket. As Clayton gets out to OC2, just clips it. Heading up the hill to 3.
As they'll make their way down into the hairpin. It's the story of the mistakes today. And oh, look, how straight does everyone want to be today? The judges have got some work to do well and truly off his line as well for their lead driver. Okay, things to look at. We're going to go straight in. I want to look at the front of Jeremy Slammett's coming into the touch and go. Did he straight line?
There you go, Jeremy Slammett. Oh, drifting.
And here.
Much. There's very close to being a straight line there, Steve.
So they come through at this point here.
Just trying to keep up with the fast RHP Super, that's the thing. A lot of pace coming out of that car.
And there's
Jeremy's having to shallow off his angle.
Did Jeremy straight line there? No, maybe.
Wow, is he doing just enough to get there?
I mean, they're going to do it the hardest way possible. So is this a straight line for Jeremy Slammett?
Ripped up, definitely. Oh, it's so close. I would hate to be a judge making this call. But you know what that means if they make that call.
It's OMT if they do.
They do.
So the wheels are, okay, I'm just watching the angle on the wheel. So, okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, is that there was a bobble?
They're over the line though.
Just before the line? I don't know. But it was so quick.
Definitely was. Man, luckily we're not judges today.
So it's either has to be all Slammett. Okay, there we go, 2 and 1. So Jeremy Slammett takes the win.
Well done, Jeremy. You look pretty pumped about that. Nervous runs both times.
Yeah, I'm so happy. It was I'm very nervous. I'm literally, living the dream, you know. That's my dream, being here in D1 and competing against the best here. So I'm really stuck getting that win, and I hope we're going to go further to the top.
All right, matey. Well done. We'll just have a quick chat to Clayton because it was all go. Supra versus Supra. It was tight, mate. It was really tight.
Awesome. Hey, Jeremy's an awesome driver. It's cool to actually have both the Supras back out there again. So, I'm stoked for him, mate.
What did you learn about the track today, even though you're going to have to go in reverse tomorrow?
Oh, just send it. Just have fun, send it. Yeah.
I like your attitude, man. We'll see you tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right, well, it looks like it's the OMT time. So this is Jaron Olaprona up against Sean Potros.
As Sean fixed that misfires, boys, his epic team would have been in there, figuring it all out.
Oh man, it doesn't sound like he has.
Find out straight away as Jaron turns around the corner to lead them into this fast Manfeild section.
Well, off goes Jared O'Connor in that Lexus. It's got about 1,000 horsepower, but all the mongrel in the world by Sean Potros. Big angle as well.
That misfire's still there, Steve. I can hear it in Sean's car note, but he's doing a pretty good job of being down on power. See Jaron flick up into the last out of the zone. A little bit of handbrake adjustments as he ducks down. He's created a big gap between him and Sean.
Yeah, you can hear it there, eh?
You hear that too, Jay. Struggling, unfortunate for Sean. He's been plagued with mechanical dramas this season. A couple of engines at Hampton Downs, an engine here.
I think he beat it up at the at Whangarei last weekend.
Here we go. Jaron gets out, gets his clip. A little bit untidy in the lead though, but Sean just nowhere there at the proximity because I don't think he had the power in the car to turn those grippy Vellino tyres. Finishing the lap off though, it's going to be an interesting run. If he runs the next run, Jaron's going to need to know. Sean's going to be slow.
So anything to pick holes in? Not that we want to actually do that. I mean, it's hard to ever mark Sean Potros down on anything when he's out there drifting. A little bit offline for Jaron, but of course, the one thing he's got up his sleeve is a fairly sizable gap between himself and Sean Potros.
Man, unfortunate. That could have been a great battle, a great chase. Sean is an aggressive driver. He's very, very fun to watch. As we see them line up for their second pass. There he is. He's going to run it. He's going to run it. No care.
All right, here we go. Release from the line. Two Toyota motors under the bonnet of the S14 and the RCF Lexus. It is Sean Potros who will lead out this time. Jaron Olafkrona, the local man from Fielding, will be in the chase position. Potros, he's coming second in the championship, and he'll be wanting more.
Here he goes. That looks like
is that raining?
Possible rain and falling on the side of the camera.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go. As we see Jaron Olafkrona over-rotating, all Potros is going to need to do here is finish this lap off. Let's look at the rain coming down on the backside of this section. Completely missing these because the car is probably not set up to be in that sort of water.
Well, this may be the blessing that Sean Potros was looking for as he comes through to finish.
Keep off the ripple. He's finished this section. Held my breath as he touched that last ripple strip, as we've seen so many people here over the years turn it around on that last ripple strip and throw it away. But look at the rain coming down here.
And they both looked like they were ready to go around, but no, managed to hold on to it.
I think Jaron got his right rear onto that ripple strip, which slippery. They are slippery. They just make you spin out. But Sean doing all he needed to do, finish the lap. I wonder if he had a spotter in his ears telling him mellow it out. Just drift the two or three remaining corners, get to the end, grab those points and move on.
Well, this is where it all went wrong. So, yeah, as you said, slippery.
Sean is on the handbrake there. There was one of the judges are looking at something. If Sean was on the handbrake there just before that zone, but saying that wet condition. Challenging for the boys. There we go, Steve. Look at the rain coming down.
Well, I think poor old Inspire You, not being able to. He just likes to fly in the rain. All right, so Jordan Joyce, he's straight in there. Gee, you have to do this.
That's exactly what he'll be saying. Well done. Yeah. Judges look like they might have made a decision.
I think it can only be Potros takes the win, eh?
I think Potros takes the win. That is severely underpowered, down on cylinders. S15, that poor S15. Get back to his crew. They have the boys there.
If this is the case, who does Sean Potros go up against? Which way is it going to go? Let's go and see what. Okay.
Oh, there we go. And Sean Potros gets through on not 6 cylinders.
Just to let you know, you got the win. I don't know you're having a chat, but got away with that one, you think?
Yeah, that was a different
Yeah, the car's not running the 100% at the moment, so chasing a misfire. So I was lucky to get the OMT and thought I'd fixed it, but still got a misfire. And then, yeah, it's not the best lead that I'd like to put down, but hopefully we can improve on that and sort this misfire out for the next one.
Becoming an engine breaker, pal.
Yeah, another engine. So, yeah, massive thanks to my crew. Chicken for the use of the dyno this morning, James running it up. Ross Honor for the short block. Like, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. So I definitely put them to work, that's for sure.
Well done, mate. We'll see you in the next round. Local boy, Jared Olive Croner, the parts trader Lexus, the V12. Man, you must be just going, what do I need to do?
Oh, mate, yeah, I certainly was. Definitely a bit disappointed, you know. Head off to Sean, him and his team have put in the solid mahi. So, yeah, well done, they've taken the win. But, hey, big shout out to Parts Trade New Zealand and my father, Kessler Olive Croner. I know he's put in a lot of effort to get this car here and actually doing what it's supposed to do at all of these drift events. So, look, we're going to keep trucking along with this, and we know it's going to be, a championship contending car soon.
Like your style, buddy. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
Jared Old Croder, well, you know what? You don't even have to take it home. Just leave it here. You can go to the next round tomorrow.
Local man, Jared, he'll be back tomorrow. Put on a show in that epic machine.
Okay, doesn't look like Taylor scrubbed or... Oh,
sight lap.
It's okay, that's what it is. It's a sight lap.
Willie giving them the drift sign language there, just a transit round, just a sight lap, keep it down. Figure it all out because of the weather that's come down since their last battle. It looks like this is an OMT actually. It's the first battle of the 16.
Yeah, this is OMT. This was 16th qualifier versus our top qualifier. We've seen them go once before. We'll see them go again.
James taking a different... Oh, he's off. He's off. He's found the limits in his sight lap. Another lap we get to hear that epic TRD motor V8 under Johnny Latham's bonnet. Half out the bonnet with the big K&M filter sitting there, the big sprint car filter.
I just wanted any opportunity to mention like CWR, Central Wood Recyclers, and the possibility of getting a rotary under the bonnet of the S14 next season.
You've been digging at that, eh? You're working through it. Maybe it'll happen one day.
I just know that like a great person like Renee Richmond would love to see more rotaries in the sport.
Hello to Renee Richmond, legend. We're catching up with him next weekend down in his hometown for Bad Supercars.
Now, of course, V8 Supercars are coming to Taupō International Motorsport Park. When is it? Next weekend?
Next weekend.
Next weekend, we'll see Australia's best touring car drivers out on track. And Taupō, of course, brought to you by Repco. Now, you are planning on going along?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go along.
You're just going to sit in the stands?
I'm going to go along. Fanger, Gaz Wider.
Really? You?
I'm going to head on down there to Taupō.
Are you just going there to watch, or?
Taking our drift cars, Steve.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a possibility of demonstrations?
Demonstration. Rumour has it, Renault Richmond's coming out with his amazing RX-7 as well. So.
Oh, there we go.
Let's see. Looking forward to next weekend.
Yeah, man, it's pretty cool to have Johnny Latham back in. We have, as we mentioned, it's probably been, I don't know, maybe 4 years?
It's been a while, definitely pre-COVID times for Johnny Latham. He did a couple of events in this vehicle. And previous to that, he was a round winner here at Manfeild Park in his old RX-7.
Oh, wow.
Which had a V8 in it as well, had an LS in it. Which that RX-7 in turn after Johnny Latham ended up being Dylan Morehouse's, I believe.
There we go.
Cool looking car, that BMW. I like it. I like it.
And it's genuine. It started life as a circuit racing car in the BMW series. It used to run around as well as other series as well. And then Johnny Latham was like, you know what, this would make a great drift car. And I tell you what, I think he's right. Our higher qualifier will always lead out the first half of the battle. This is an OMT, and one more time we get ready to go again. Taylor James,
Here we go, Taylor. Taylor leading out Johnny Latham in the lead as he flicks that Mimico 180 SX into the sweeper. Look how wet it is now. It's definitely changed from their last time, boys. They're teeter-totting on the outside of that sweeper as they flick. Taylor misses that transition, one of the first mistakes we've seen him make all weekend as they come through to grab out of zone 2. They switch up high. Taylor trying to get out to that third. He's using the handbrake to extend the drift to get out of zone 3. And Johnny doing a great job in the chase here with the conditions.
And as both drivers come through to finish off the lap, man, it was a lead drive in the rain, but that was a beautiful chase.
Oh, it's Johnny Latham. He's come to play. He's come to play.
Great angle, good drive. Both of these drivers. You can see Johnny, and he's definitely dialing on a fair bit of angle, but of course that stalls up the car when it's flying into the turn.
Johnny's car's got a lot of forward drive when he switches, when he transitions off out of zone 1. It's got a lot of forward drive. I saw that in the battle before as well. Here we go, Taylor doing just what he needed to do to finish the section in these tough conditions. I really feel for these guys. I've been out there when it's been wet like this, and it's very hard to drive. Having another look at it, judges taking another look at the replay. Right there, Taylor had to grab some handbrake to make it in and get past the rubber strip and splash to make it out of zone 2. And even handbrake up to slow the car before OZ3.
A definitely heavy use of the handbrake, just that settle that car down, put it into the position it needs. Of course, you've got to acknowledge the fact that this is not the standard car that Taylor James normally drives, not even a standard engine package. So not the easiest thing to do. What's the closeness of a 180 to a S14? Same chassis? Similar chassis?
180 being older, it's the S13 chassis.
Okay, the 180 is the S13 chassis.
But,
well, second half of the battle, are we going to find a winner? I think we have to find a winner because of the fact that this is straight out of OMT. Johnny Latham in that Toyota Racing Developments TRD NASCAR V8. Taylor James in a 13B turbocharged rotary Repco 24/7 and Napa on the side of that one there with Mimico looking after him. Of course, HDL Heavy Diesel Limited, CWR, his novel sponsors. Johnny Latham in the lead. What can he do? He's on the pedal. Oh, look at the angle of Taylor James.
This is what Taylor James needs to do. He needs to close up that proximity. Be a little bit closer than Johnny was when Taylor led. As Johnny grabs that out of zone 2 nicely as he switches up the hill. He's constantly on throttle. No handbrake for Johnny to get out to OZ3 as they switch. But look at Taylor James chasing passenger door.
Well, they both come through to finish. They go across the...
Oh, there's a wing mirror flying. It's on the bonnet.
So that Johnny's got blue wing mirrors, so that wing mirrors. So that I think was Taylor's own wing mirror.
Yeah, that's definitely come off the Taylor car. So Adam, if you hear this, add it to the invoice, mate. Here we go. Johnny's stuck out there. Taylor did so well not to make contact, but he gets in, fills that hole out of zone 1. Johnny Latham, as he switches to get through, grabs out of zone 2 nicely. And notice here, no handbrake to set. His car's so set, no handbrake. Gets out to out of zone 3 very, very well as he flicks up. Don't think there was contact there, Steve. I think it was just a suspension resetting in the back of that BMW. That was definitely a little bit of contact with the wing mirror.
Okay, so because the lead car went off track, we have to obviously try and work out where the lead car went off track. Was it before or after section? So assist with any form of deductions that might favour in one way or the other. Big angle by the BMW of Latham. You see again trying to close up that gap. This is where I asked, wonder if there was any contact. And no, you're right, there wasn't. They come through to power out. And
no, the contact one.
There's
wheel.
The line
one
now.
For Johnny, just one wheel.
So I think it's one wheel off coming through.
Great proximity from Taylor though in tricky conditions. Interesting to see how they sway this. Johnny had a pretty damn good lead run until that last section. Judges look like they're still watching a replay in the top corner.
So of course our D1NZ judges have the ability to not only watch the replays that we send them, but their own individual replays. So you can see JT, he's just gone over the shoulder of Joel Counter. They're watching the screens now to see, and it looks like, yep, I'm happy with what I've got. Give me my my device, and Joel Counter's the same. Button pressed.
Look.
Back down to the lane.
Here we go.
And he's putting like Tiger. Which way's it going to go? Andrew Redwood, Joel Counter, and all 3 strikes to Taylor James.
Wow. Well done, Taylor.
Sorry about the poor Masters putting, Taylor, but got the feeling you were just a little bit nervous about that run.
Yeah, for sure, eh? Just when you're on the line, you've gone for your sight lap, and then it starts bucketing down again. It makes it a bit harder again, but yeah, hey, stoked to get the win, and sorry, Adam, for your door. Yeah.
Don't worry, he'll send you the invoice. Go get ready for the next round.
I'm sure he will. Cheers, eh?
All right, well, I'm sure he will. Is the call. This is the Battle of Tauranga right now. It's the one of 3 of the Repco 24/7 Napa Mimico machines we're going to see today. This is the S14 of Dave Stedman going up against Sam West. It's RB in the S14 versus 2J in the 180. Jason Overs Builders on the side of Sam West's car. Who's going to take the advantage as they start the first half of their battle?
Yeah, nice sweeper from Dave Stedman here. He's against OZ1. He left it a little early. Getting through to OZ2, just trying to keep the tyres on the track here, Steve. Sam West, a bit more fanboy with a whole lot more angle and hanging out the back.
Outside of that outer zone, or maybe those 2 outer zones, a very, very clean lap by Dave Stedman.
Dave Stedman, he's looking dangerous this weekend.
Little direction changes, not a lot of movement or anything in the steering wheel. That car is set up.
That's the biggest thing, is the steering adjustments you see making here. That's so easy to see with this camera angle. And Dave's done a great job of minimising any of that. One quick handbrake dab, switches on a dime, and that S14, he's got a dial.
That looks so good as he comes through, Sam West.
Up to OZ zone 3 for Dave. Didn't get deep into the zone, but did a pretty good job finishing off the section. Sam West a little bit too far back for our liking though.
Well, just having another look at this lap as they make their way through. This is the touch and go where you want to hit a little bit early, but it's hard to make that change, especially.
Could have been a front wheel off there for Sam West as well. Left front, over the back of the rebel strip. We were so focused on Dave's nice line through splash. That's where the gap was created. Dave Stedman switched on a dime at OZ1 and just shot through that apex to create that gap, leaving Sam West back touching the rebel strip and not enough traction to gain back up by the end of the section.
Well, it's the second half of the battle. This time it is Sam West's turn to lead away. Sam West, 2JZ under the bonnet. And that beautiful 180 SX. Both drivers sitting there in the 800 horsepower bracket. All the power in the world. Here we go. Second half of the run about to start.
And West, a nice aggressive initiation. Lots of angle. He loves his angle. Dave Stedman jumping into that pocket as they come through splash to get out to Oda's zone 2. Sam West doing a nice job of filling that zone. A lot of angle and flicks up. Doesn't make it out to outer zone 3 as much as he should have. Couple of handbrake adjustments to get into the final corner as there is contact into the driver's door. Another wing mirror for a Mimico car.
And another door.
And another door.
Okay, I would like to know what happened to the 180. Was that something that was caused by...
For me, it's pretty simple. Sam West has an issue. He either misses a gear or shuts it down, leaving Dave nowhere to go.
Well, this is a beautiful chase run.
Great transition there for Dave Stedman.
Smooth, and then setting himself up nicely.
Sam, a lot of angle, a lot of throttle.
What happened with Sam?
Grip. He went out wide. Dave came in a little early there, but he's just doing... There we go. There's a straight line. It's Sam, his straight line there. Whether he shut the car off, it's gripped up. I don't know, but that's what's caused the damage there. And that's what's caused Dave Stedman to make contact to the right rear quarter.
just love how quick the switch. Okay, we'll see this angle here. So he's hard on the... I don't understand it. Just didn't get on the gas. I mean...
Yeah, definitely from the other angle, it looked more like Sam West as well, making an error. That just looked like they might have already made their decision.
Dave Steadman takes the win.
Okay, who's paying for all the wing mirrors?
Oh, no, we'll sort that. No worries, we've got spares. That was, yeah, very slippery, very slippery. I haven't watched the first pass, but I feel like I might have got a little bit lucky there because it wasn't my greatest efforts.
Mate, you'll be there next time round. We'll see you next round, okay? Quickly, so Sam, I'll tell you about it. Man, lots of tiptoeing through that centre section, huh?
Oh, yeah, she's slippery out there. Definitely very slippery. And then my car decided to cut out on that last corner, and then Dave gave me a little tap. But it is what it is. We got tomorrow, so yeah, stoked.
See you tomorrow.
Sweet. Cheers, mate.
There we go. It cut out of me, and then Dave gave me a little tap. Okay, well, this one here is the battle between Cody Pullenbury. He qualified 5th yesterday with an 83-point run going up against Shannon. Davison Redmond certainly mentioned how much support the Southerners have been given. Let's see what the South Islander can do.
Cody Pullenbury leading him out, leading Shannon out. So quite a calm entry from both these boys. They're out in the slippy, out wide on the sweeper. Shannon following him out. They get into the touch and go. Nice job from Cody there, straight in the box. Probably couldn't have done it better.
Shannon doing a great job to hold on to that proximity between the two drivers, but he might have run himself out of space.
This is a great chase run, Steve, from Shannon Redmond. This is very, very good. He's getting the zones. He's switching, emulating Cody, and he's right on that passenger door.
That's an amazing chase. All right, I guess the only thing we've got to look through is out of splash, the transition to the right, and see if he did run himself out of room.
That's correct. He kept it drifting, no. Great chase run. Follows him out. Out quite wide on the sweeper. A lot of angle from Shannon in the chase position as they switch there. Cody, great. Through that out of zone 1. Here you go. This is the point you're looking at.
Just the first lunge before this, sorry, went to sort of transition in. That's the only thing, and we'll see it from one of the other camera angles if they choose a shot. Now they come through to finish. Both drivers looking just comfortable behind the wheel.
Great lap from both the boys. Yeah. Cody, the great lead lap from Cody. As you see here, he managed to get it across, get it back across.
So much angle.
Yeah, nails that OZ1. Switches through.
We'll just have a look at...
so much angle from Shannon.
No, that is amazing.
And he's just kept it there.
Incredible.
He's kept it, and then he uses the traction of the car and drives back up on the Cody's door.
Chase!
Lovely switch. Look at this. Down into the door. Hats off, boys.
Oh,
great lead run.
That chase was sensational.
Great chase run. Woo. That's what we've been wanting to see.
Been waiting a while. What's going to happen now? What's he going to do?
And we know what Cody's known for. Cody's known for some pretty good chases. Let's see what the tour-car man can do.
All right, here we go. Shannon Davison Redmond. He came up for this championship rounds, the two of them from the South Island. Driving James Dudley's car. And Cody, he's like, okay, I'm going to do the same thing. Cody gets half a chance. He's going to stick it to the door that's open.
Cody's door is open. Here we go. So switch through.
He's just closed it.
Clear difference in proximity from the two runs. Advantage with Shannon Redmond at the moment as he gets out to OZ3. Doesn't get as deep into OZ3 as Cody did, but he's doing a great job in the lead. Now Cody just struggling for a little bit of traction to get up onto the door.
Tried to shallow up a little bit, wasn't able to get back on it. Is this going to come down to maybe not the lead runs, but the chase runs by both drivers?
Definitely is. The judges will be looking closely at those chase runs.
There's the door. I thought I might have been blind for a moment.
Cody having an amazing lead run. Shannon putting on a pretty good lead run. Didn't fill out his zone as much as Cody did. zone 1 as they transition through to 2. Grabs 2 and switches up the hill out to outer zone 3. Biggest thing here, proximity. Chase run to chase run. That's going to be the killer, unfortunately, for Cody Pullenbury.
Do you think that Cody Pullenbury closed his own door? So he comes through here, the door opens. So do you think that as he's come through and switched just before that switch point, because that would have, I reckon he closed it there.
I don't know if he closed it or if it switched and the momentum of the car switching just closed it. But nonetheless.
There's Pullenbury. There's a lot of skill there.
Right, here we go. Judges look like they've made a decision upstairs.
Here we go. Which way is it going to be? 1, 2, 3. Shannon Davison Redman is going to continue on his, well, is on his hopes to take away another round win.
Wow. Good stuff.
Hey. That chase, that first chase, mate, epic.
That was scary. That was scary. He drives perfect. That's how you get a chase like that. His drivers like that.
He's good, huh?
He's very, very good.
But then you got to do the lead. Get a little nervy?
Oh, that was terrifying. I knew he was there. He was literally ahead of me as we were coming straight up to the start cone. So, yeah, glad to take the win here.
See you in the next round, buddy.
Thank you.
Just quickly around to Cody. Got to ask him one question. Why are you trying to open your door mid-race, mid-battle?
What's that, sorry?
What are you trying to open your door mid-battle for? Well, you want to jump out, had enough?
Oh, is that what I didn't even see it, but...
It's your driver's door, pal.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it, but hats off to him, mate. He's driving mean, and he's come from Pro Sport like 3 years ago, I think, so yeah. Just had no grip, hey, couldn't get it to the ground. It's all good. That is what it is.
Yeah, well, it's another day tomorrow, pal.
Yeah, at least we didn't break the car, so that's a good start.
Bonus.
Yep. See you tomorrow.
Well, back into it, and it will be McManaway versus Jordan Joyce. Jordan Joyce, 84 points yesterday. Second qualifier.
Didn't these guys battle here last year? Wasn't there contact? Pretty sure it was here. Here we go. Nonetheless, going to be a great battle.
Well, today's not the redemption round. That's tomorrow. But this might be a redemption battle.
Joyce nice and set. That S14 is very well and set on that sweeper as he switches through. Gets quite nicely into outer zone 1 as he transitions through. A couple of adjustments to try and get him out to outer zone 2 as he flicks up high to set himself up for 3. Keep the wheels in the zone. Perfect.
Oh no, McManaway, what are you going to do to him?
Switching into the last
He gets
quarter.
a chance. He's going to tag the door. Jordan, get out of there.
Couldn't get him. McManaway couldn't get him. Not enough grip to get up on the door of Jordan Joyce. Jordan Joyce on the Valinos. Supplied by
the mighty
Valinos New Zealand.
Yeah, Carl Thompson. Come back, Carl. Come back to Bay Park. Comes through and switches.
Grabs a whole chunk of outer zone 1. Nice switch through to Jordan. Does a lot of corrections. That's his driving style. He uses a lot of handbrake and clutch redumps. That is a Jordan Joyce signature style. Got out to the last zone very nicely. Outer zone 4. And finished off the lap pretty damn well. So my feeling here would be advantage to Jordan Joyce, but James McManaway did do a good job in the chase line.
Yeah, McManaway, of course, shallow is the fastest way around. Still managed to, man, that was a big angle too, so that's where he lost a lot of speed was, and so that's where he lost a lot of speed. And then there's a bit of a correction at that point there for the chase driver as well.
Yeah.
They come through to finish. Yeah, I'm going to go with the same as what you've just said. Advantage in the form of JJ. Jordan Joyce. Elite performance, and Jordan looking elite on track at the moment, but he's got to go up against the JDM man. I'm expecting full send. Into splash, no brakes. McManaway, you can do it.
Here we go. Jordan Joyce stopping over in the chase position. McManaway in the lead.
They'll make their way around out of Toyota, and then it will be grabbing gears, getting the speed up.
Looking left. Hurry up, let's go. Entered together, both these cars. You can hear the limiter screaming of both those engines. Jordan Joyce, don't trap himself. There he is.
And that's going to be enough for Jordan Joyce.
You see a sledge, a loss of front traction from James McManaway in the lead there. The car was sledging, the wheels pointing the wrong way.
I think if there was, we talked about style points, both of these drivers would have just got maximum just then.
Yeah.
I did say that McManaway was going to give it a full send.
He was, 100%. Well, Joy's pretty happy with himself. Looks like he's got himself a pass into the top 8.
Into the 8?
Into the 8. Where he'll be going up against our winner of our next battle.
All right, what happened here?
Right, McManaway, full send, like you said. You can hear both of them on the limiter. It's slippery. Jordan Joyce so close to locking himself out there. But McManaway being shallow on that switch. But see, McManaway's wheel pushing the wrong way. Too much rear traction, not enough traction in the front tyres. And unfortunately, it's going to be all she wrote for round 3 for James McManaway.
That was a 6 Super 6.
Well, and well done to Jordan Joyce for not creating any contact in that position.
Well, we did say it would be a redemption battle. We thought, you know, if I can't tag you because I'm in the front, I'll over-rotate and we'll see if I can grab you at the back.
We having another look at it while we wait for these boys to transition around to Steve.
Another...
Wow, Jordan Joyce would be so close to tearing his front bumper off the back of that R32.
So at that point there, Jordan Joyce just looked over and was just like, up 2G.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he would have had one hand on the handbrake waiting for a mistake. He would have seen McManaway struggling to get round the corner with the push and steering straight at the boot of that R32.
Well, they'll mean. Which way is it going to go? We got a result.
One way it can go.
Here we go. And Jordan Joyce takes the win.
Almost locked yourself out there.
Yeah, no, it's nice and slippery out there. We seem to be doing quite well in the wet, so I'm not too fussed today. I'm happy with the drive. James always puts on a good chase, and yeah, good day.
Let me know how much difference that wing makes in the back.
Honestly, I just do it for the look. Makes it look like a race car.
You're fibbing. Your team said that you loved it. It made a difference.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, on the faster laps, it does have a little bit of effect. I mean, the wings only really work for going, you know, arrow, but we're sideways, so it's all for the fans, eh?
That's exactly right. See you soon.
Well, this one here is one of the largest battles of the season. Why? Because it's between the man who's won it all, a 4 times in current New Zealand Drift King. No one has won more than him. The man on the outside, though, is Case Pullenbury. He's joined the Pro Championship this year. He won everything there was last year in Pro Sport. He has won each round so far this year. And this is about a championship.
Well, the boys are wide. Case Pullenbury trying to bring it back in to get to outer zone 1 to fill that zone. Fanger backing it into the chase. But it looks like he might have gone straight there. But definitely a difference in pace in both these cars. We see how fast Fanger just caught back up to young Case Pullenbury, but he is putting on one hell of a show on Repco. That was millimetre perfect into outer zone 3, Steve.
Oh, he's going to come through and finish. And look, and the respect that Fanger has just showed him at numerous times. He could have just given him a little tap.
That's correct, but we're going to have to go back to the replay, and unfortunately, Fanger's made a little bit of a mistake in the transition, hasn't he?
Let's have a look at this one here.
Case out wide, Fanger chasing him out wide. As they switch here, they switch into the zone. Fanger wide. Wonder if Fanger gets a little bit of the ripple strip.
Oh, right there.
Has to readjust around splash corner before grabbing a whole lot of traction and then drive back up onto Case to finish the battle off. Case right there. Both of them actually millimetre perfect with that rear tyre.
Oh, this is just a brilliant run between 2 incredible drivers. How old is Case now?
18.
I was going to say 11. Oh, Case PB, he started really wide, but he managed to bring the nose back. See, that's like right on the touch and go. Look at. But like Fanger comes back and is still able to close back. Yes, the guy just.
That's a great job, Fanger, to get back through that corner.
How do you do that in one corner?
Yeah, to get reset. Get back into that proximity and onto the door for Case Pullenbury.
Has this Mustang just got all the grip in the world?
Runs a lot of camber in the rear of that car too. Maybe we'll get down there tomorrow and have a look at how much camber he runs in his tyre wear.
Hasn't quite sucked it in as much, the rear axle's in as much as normal.
You did right. I want to know why. Right, swapping around, Fanger in the lead. What can he do? Slight advantage to Case Pullenbury, maybe. Let's see where we go here.
Well, here we go. It's the big dog, Fanger Dan, versus the new boy on the block. It's Case Pullenbury, PB. He's won the first 2 rounds. Nice setup. Oh, he's gone for a nice shallow line. Fanger.
This is a lap from Fanger Dan's putting down a pretty damn good lead run, but Case adapting in the chase and handing it back to Fanger and finishing exactly how they were before. Wow, might come down to a possible mistake in that first run from our 4 times defending champ, Fanger Dan.
Oh, sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but Case says, I'll just get around to the other side. We'll go back and see Stephen together.
Here we go through there. Case almost dropped a wheel as he slams the visor down. Flicking through, up to here. Fanger doesn't get out here that well though. Case was millimetre perfect. Fanger has missed out of zone 3 in the lead there. Case using that opportunity, gain some proximity and finish off that lap strong.
Well, what is the decision going to be, I wonder?
Great from Fanger there, filling that zone to perfection as he gets out of zone 2 on the ripple strip. Very lucky not to have a spin there, but allows Case to jump back up, gain some traction.
What do you think? To me, this could go any way. I mean, depending on what the judges are each looking for.
Fanger's my boy. Case, he's my boy. He's local, but I've got a feeling Fanger's mistake in that first run is going to a little bit of trouble.
Well, here it goes. Here is the result. Case Pullenbury versus Fanger, Dan Woolhouse, Andrew Redwood. Joel Counter, JT Wharedo, and it is 1, 2, 3 strikes in the favour of Case Pullenbury. He continues.
Get the job done, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's tough conditions today, so just trying to make it right.
Couldn't hear you, mate. I mean, I think that maybe there was the suggestion his mistake in the chase, his chase.
A mistake in
his chase, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You're not happy with your run, are you?
Nah, but at the same time, it is challenging out there, so I know that you just got to try find some sort of groove here.
Okay, bud. See you next round.
Cheers.
Words from Case.
I just love what you said just off here. Does he know that he won?
Yeah. Well done, Case. But do you know that you won, mate?
You got it, mate.
You're hitting through the top 8. You just knocked out the 4-time champion Fanger Dan
for the 2nd time this season.
Yeah. Wow.
Fanger's going to come get him. All right. Well, here we go. I think this one here might be a great battle, and it is none other than Australia's Luke Fink going up against Adam Davies. Luke Fink, he won here before. His first D1NZ Pro Championship win was here at Manfeild. Circuit Chris Amon behind the wheels of a 180 rotary. Now this time here he's going up against the 20B, and contact between the 2 drivers.
Contact on entry, right on the entry.
All that lock.
There's no switch.
Adam Davies has held his foot in it too. This is fantastic for Adam to actually go up and try and gain back that composure, but what's happened? All I know is that Tiana's screaming away in Australia going, that's my man. Boston will be saying, that's my dad. They're watching their family doing well. Luke Fink. Well, we have to call, I'm assuming, advantage in the form of Luke Fink, but how did Adam Davies hold on to that?
Talented driver, that's for sure, to hold on to that. But I'm looking forward to going back to this replay. Here we go. Adam hits Luke's front wheel with his rear left wheel into the section. I don't think Luke was doing anything funny. I think it was just a mistake on Adam's behalf, maybe. Luke putting on a stellar lead run, though. Look, he's millimetre perfect with these clips. Doesn't get to that one, though. Gets up nice and high, handbrake drag to get into zone 4. Finishing off the lap pretty strong. Adam Davies got some work to do when we swap over.
Well, it's definitely exciting to watch. What's your time? Are we going to get there? Yeah, I'm sure we are. Oh, there's the contact already. And that, well, basically, I think that's a straight line.
like a straight line. Such a difference in speed on entry. That's the thing between the DSR car.
Just waiting to fill 2 more spots. Well, here we go. We're going to go straight back down, back to it. Adam Davies versus Luke Fink. It is JDM versus the Repco 24/7 Mimico Napa Auto Parts 20B rotary powered Nissan 180. Tauranga versus Australia. Luke Fink, certainly a fan favourite.
Adam Davies quite wide on that sweeper, but he gets the switch. He misses out his own one. Luke Fink almost giving him a bump on the rear bumper as he comes through, tightens up that proximity. He's on the foot brake, as you see, gaining back onto Adam's driver's door, pushing him. Adam's quite good in out of zone 3. He was millimetre perfect there, but he's just missed out on clip 4. Look at Luke, proximity to finish the lap off. There, he's giving him a bump and pushes them both off right at the end of the run.
That was coming through, so what are we going? Okay. The proximity that Luke carried throughout the entire lap has got to obviously count heavily in his favour.
Yeah, but what happened at the end of the run?
One of the things we look at would be the lead for lead. One of the things that we've been assuming is that there was a straight line by Adam Davies in the chase run. Luke is just all over the back bumper of that 180.
Oh, the left foot brake from Luke to keep it in control of the chase run. But yeah, what happens up here? This is the critical part of this battle. Adam Davies, was he going to go off anyway? Yeah, it looks like he was. Luke just helps them. They both go off, 2 wheels off, both boys, 3 wheels off Adam Davies.
So I actually think we only saw 1 wheel off by Adam Davies because I feel that the end of the section finished before Adam Davies with any additional wheels off. Luke Fink, absolutely no fear or scare at all. When you know you're at an advantage, you normally drop back a little bit or go up and say, I'll just give it 90. Luke Fink, nah, stuff that. I'm Luke Fink. I'll give it 110 till I finish. All right, let's have a look at the result. Have we got one? What does Redwood Counter and Buddy say? They say Luke Fink is going to take the win.
There we go.
Nice to be in something this week with some grunt.
Pardon?
Nice to be in a car with some grunt this week. Some horses.
Yeah, it is really good to have a car that's like working really well. Adam's a sick driver, so it's good to... I don't think we've ever battled before, so that was really fun to battle. You got a bit keen on the entry there. You can bang the front wheel, and I'm like... It's always interesting because while you're on angle, you sort of don't 100% know if you're going to switch and your steering's going to be there. You just keep in it anyway. And I switched, and it was still there. I was like, yeah, we're on. So...
You are on.
The conditions are terrible.
Yeah, mate, we know, but you're through to the next round. That's all that matters. All right, just quickly over to Adam. Okay, well, for once this wing mirror's on, that's good. Well, you came out aggressively.
I knew I had to, but I overcooked it, just underestimated. I actually went a bit faster than I should have, and I knew I had to get on him. There's only way to beat him, but just a little bit too overcommitted, and yeah, it's a shame. Would have been good to have a nice, clean battle with him, but big mistake.
The sun rises tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. Cheers. Cheers.
Well, off we go. Time to go again. We've just seen 180. It's time to see another. And this time, that's with Sean Potros and Michael Thorley. Michael Thorley qualified 6th yesterday. Sean Potros 22nd and last. He had to qualify at 9 o'clock this morning in order to take the battles today. He's won one that he potentially should have lost. We'll see what he can do this time. And he goes up against Michael Thorley in the Vertex NZ GT Radials 180.
Michael Thorley starting quite wide. Can he get across to the touch and go? Just on the edge of that border. Sean doing a little bit better job in the chase position, filling that zone as we get out of zone 2. Michael Thorley transitioning nice. That 180 looks nice and planted as he comes through and just drops a wheel on OZ3. Sean doing a good job. Sounds like Sean's got all his cylinders back, which is a great thing.
Well, there's no drone flying aloft with this battle here, but I can tell you on the roof of Michael Thorley's car is a big sticker for I Am Hope. If you text DRIFT to 469, you can give a donation to I Am Hope. Certainly something that is dear to Michael Thorley's heart.
Yeah, Michael Thorley switching through, grabbing OZ2. Turning it up, it doesn't gets too far into out of zone 3. drops that wheel, and that's going to cause that deduction.
And he comes through to finish deduction there. Now, these type of conditions are great for an underpowered car.
They are. They're great.
So if you're are we still thinking he's missing? And do you think they found what gremlin it is? They've managed to grab back at least one of those cylinders that seemed to be missing in the last round?
Definitely sounds smoother now, Sean's car. He's got his 6 cylinders back. See a lot of flames coming out the back of that car. There's a lot of popping as he's on and off the throttle. E85 getting dumped out the back of the exhaust. Obviously most of these cars are on ethanol, E85.
Well, we'll go through. There'll be one more lap to go, then we will find the last car in the top 8. Currently taken up with Taylor James, Jeremy Slammett, Dave Stebbin, Shannon Davis Redmond on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side of the tree will be Jordan Joyce, Case Pullenbury, Luke Fink, and whoever wins this battle, Michael Thorley versus Sean Potros, is about to begin. It's Potros' time now to accelerate down the front straight here at Manfeild. He'll make his way around Toyota, and then he will set himself the possibility of winning this battle. Can he go through after blowing an engine yesterday, or is Michael Thorley going to ruin the party? We're about to find out.
Here we go, Sean Potros set. Nice initiation in, nice and smooth. Doesn't go too wide. He's a little bit shallow up onto that ripple strip, which just caused him a little bit of an issue there. Definitely slipping those ripple strips. Michael Thorley just trying to regain back onto the door of Sean, but Sean pulling away with those grippy Polinos.
Decent sized gap starting to build between. You can see that shallower line to try and gain back that proximity, but he really hasn't done it. They come through to finish, and we might have seen a wheel off. It's the bonus of wet conditions. You don't see the dirt turbo, so who would know? Check out the replay as they come through, and they'll head into Splash. Big switch. Potros has done a great job to fill that, but he did wash him out wide.
Washed him out wide, had a little steering correction, as you see, as the shot changed. We can go back and look at that maybe from one angle. We might see if there is a mistake there, but just the proximity difference between run 1 and run 2 is probably going to be what's going to decide it. Well enough for these dudes to get it through. Sean obviously not dropping a wheel also. That's also going to come into play. So when you get into situations like this, you need to eliminate the small mistakes, the wheel drops, the corrections.
Michael Thorley shallows up. He was quick to switch, made sure he wasn't going to run himself out. Big drag as he came through that last section where that other outer zone was. That's where a lot of that proximity was lost, and they both came through to finish. Let's see what the result is going to be. Is the power of the Volino going to take Sean Potros through? And with 2 strikes from 2 judges, Sean Potros takes the win.
He shoots, he scores. Sean Potros.
I'm happy with that. Massive thanks to Aaron Habib. They just loaned us a brand new set of GDR coils to get us back out there, and the car's running mint. So yeah, my crew they're on this weekend.
And I'm gonna get CO2 poisoning if I stand here next any longer. Jeez. Oh, my goodness gracious. Hey. Okay. Just tough after that first run, huh?
She's slippery out there, eh? We haven't driven for a few hours, so it's just how the battle goes, you know?
It is, and tomorrow is a new day.
New day, car's running good, Link Computers got us fired up good, so yeah, we're good to go.
I just wish I could follow that up with sun shining, but I can't. We'll see you tomorrow.
And hopefully the sun.
Thanks, buddy.
And again, make sure you text DRIFT to 469 to support I Am Hope. All right, it's time to move to this next battle, coils. Aaron Habib gave him a new set of coils.
That's it. Most of the common engines these days are all running the VR38 GDR coils. They're very easy to find around pit lane, and thanks to Aaron Habib getting him back out there.
What a legend. Great to see legends in the sport. Taylor James, he's in the Napa Mimico machine, going up against the best in New Caledonia is Jeremy Slammett. It's this M180 versus the Supra, JDM versus the DSR machine, but it's campaigned by Central Drift's Taylor James. Top qualifier yesterday, and he's driving this car like an animal. Is that contact already?
Nice and smooth from both drivers here. Jeremy a little bit in the background doing a little bit of wheel work. So we see Taylor James putting on a great lead lap. and providing Jeremy Slammett to be able to get some great proximity. Taylor James getting all the zones. He's really figured out how to drive that rotary 180SX as he drops a wheel. Jeremy Slammett always with the pass.
So, okay, so Taylor drops a wheel. When it gets to the end, when we see that replay there, we'll have a look and see how many wheels we think it was. Was it one before crossing the finish line, or was it any more? Of course, minor deduction versus major deduction, a great chase. And was that contact? And if so, so we'll have a look as he comes through to see if we can see any other part of the car, maybe not.
Taylor opening the door there for Jeremy Slammett to gain some proximity through Splash.
Can't see any damage on that side of the car. That big drag, and of course, running the shallower line is definitely great for proximity. Comes through here. There's one. I don't know where. We can't see where the finish line is. So.
Yeah, tough call. Many a battle I've won and lost here at Manfeild, right at that last corner. Right on the last corner, especially with conditions like this. Touching on the rubber strip, sending you over. 2 wheels. Big deduction.
HDL Heavy Diesel Limited supporting Taylor James, as with Shentel Wood Recyclers, John Ray Insurance, Roundwood New Zealand, Shaw's Wire Ropes, NDT Developments, NDT. Brian's probably saying, stop talking about rotary, Steve. We don't want him in there. We just want him in RBs and 2Js.
That's it. I'm sure his team will get that S14 back on track, maybe for the final round of Bay Park. Fresh engine. That Darren Kelly, his mate Darren Kelly. Surely his mate Darren Kelly's going to spare a few spare engines out there to give him.
Let's get Darren Kelly back in the 35 as well. Carl Thompson, Darren Kelly final. All right, here we go. It's Jeremy Slammett's turn this time. This is for the last spot. No, this is top 8, sorry.
Right, that's right. This is for the first spot in the top 4. So here we go. Jeremy Slammett made it all the way to the top 8. Driving well.
Well, here we go. Jeremy, he'll be... Into it he goes. Look at the angle of Taylor James. He's getting onto that bumper. Jeremy Slammett will try and close up, grab that. Oh, and that's the big mistake.
Taylor James is mimicking Jeremy really well on that sweeper, and unfortunately would have seen a mistake from Jeremy, maybe losing a bit of the front after out of zone 1.
Slight correction at this point as he comes through and exits the hairpin. Taylor James may just need to hold on. Was that mistake bigger than the 2 wheels off? I would say so.
Definitely a big mistake there for Jeremy Slammett. Taylor James in his lead run, putting on a great lead run for Jeremy to get him with that proximity. And then unfortunately, switching around, rolls reversed. Jeremy Slammett has a little mistake just coming up here, loses the front, understeer, stop a drift, and unfortunately that'll be a 10-0.
Hits a cone on the way through. He managed to regroup and regather himself as he comes through into the hairpin, but the mistake by that stage had already been made. Of course, it's still going to take the strike of the judge to agree, but right now I'm suggesting that it's going to be a win to Taylor James, the first spot in the top 4. We look at the shot from the top. And then right there,
Manfeild track getting a hammering in these conditions. It's a good time to shout out all the volunteers that are making this all happen out in the rain. Let's see. Here we go. Unanimous. Taylor James gets the win.
Well, you may have no wing mirror, but you've seemed to have found your comfort zone in the wet. That chase, epic.
Yeah, I did see Jeremy's front sort of wash out on him a bit, which sort of, put me off a little bit. But yeah, stoked to get the win, and yeah, it's quite hard without a mirror actually.
Funny that, first into the 4. Nerves starting to build a little bit?
Yeah, no, the car's actually feeling really good. Like as I said the other day, big ups to Adam and DSR team. It's a really good set-up car, and yeah, feeling at home.
Okay, go get yourself a win.
Cheers, mate. Thanks, mate.
Feeling at home. Feeling at home behind a rotary Taylor James, eh?
Oh, it's nice to hear. It's nice to hear. Renee, do it. Do it, Renee Richmond. Was that a stall? No.
Plunk in the gear.
Okay, it's S14. of Dave Stedman versus Shannon Davis and Redmond. Now, those the DSR crew certainly does a lot of watching the opposition, so a lot of feedback will be given to Dave Stedman by Michael Bond and the team. His spotters up there, they would have watched the last couple of battles and seen how quick Shannon Davis and Redmond is to get on the bumper.
Here we go. Bit of a gap created already. Dave Stedman with some good pace out front. Nice and smooth on the sweeper here. Dave doing perfect job. Nails out of zone 1 as he comes through splash to try and collect out of zone 2. He gets there.
And we saw just how comfortable he is behind the wheel, how little adjustments he makes to that front steering, and the ability for that S14 just to make its own way around this track.
That's correct, and he's putting on a hell of a lead run here and allowing Shannon Redmond to tuck in there into the pocket and put on a great chase run. We talk about this all the time. Got to have a good lead run to provide a good chase run.
Well, such trying conditions out here today, but look at this run here. It's the lack of movement in that front steering that always gets me from Dave Stedman. A quick switch and he just motors back down again. The car certainly not jerking, it's not twisting, it's just doing what he wants it to do.
Very well set up. Well done to the boys down there. Nice and smooth. Pointing it, shooting it, minimal steering corrections. Putting down an amazing lead lap. Shannon Redmond in the borrowed car, the James Dudley machine, 1.5J under the bonnet. Chasing up, trying to get into that proximity we saw in his top 16 battle. Couldn't get there, Dave, just having a little bit more pace.
So Dave comes through, sets himself up. Well, he was a little bit off his line, coming through that last outside zone, but back on the gas he goes, and here we go. So this is the second half of the battle right now between the two of them. It's Shannon Davis and Redmond's job now.
Dave do in the chase position. About to find out. His team been giving us some good feedback, I would say. Don't stuff it up. Probably the words coming from Michael Bond.
Love the sponsorship that we see out here in drifting. We can mention everyone else. I guess why can't we mention Thank You Calendar Girls for being on the side of Shannon Davis and Redmond's car. All right, here we go.
Leading out Shannon Redmond. Good attack into the sweeper, is a little bit wide. Dave sitting there in the pocket on the good line. He's going to gain some proximity here as he shoots forward to Shannon's passenger door. Shannon not getting into the outer zone 1 as we would have seen, liked to have seen, but he does in turn get into outer zone 2 with the mistake he's made in 1.
Drops a wheel off. It's going to be another slight advantage.
Slight advantage to Stedman. Stedman just needs to finish this off. Gain a little bit more proximity there.
Oh, that's two beautiful runs by Dave Stedman. Don't take anything away from Shannon Davis and Redmond, but
Dave Stedman is looking dangerous. I said this before.
Yeah.
He's calm. Every lap's the same.
We've been waiting to see some incredible battles and some incredible laps. What we've seen from Dave Stedman today has been just pretty to watch.
Calculated and knew exactly what was going to happen there with Shannon going a little bit deeper into the corner. He jumped into the pocket, got back onto the door, transition around the corner. Nice look. He's switching right behind the bumper of that car. Not jumping up past wheels. He's just doing exactly what he needs to do in the chase run.
Well, I talk about Dave Stedman being pretty to watch, and of course you can't be pretty to watch without an incredible camera team. So shout out to Luke, to Graham, to James out there getting wet today, and of course led by Tony Wilson out in the lane. We've got an amazing team that gets themselves wet this summer. Talking about Tony Wilson, he's starting to head down towards him now with Stephen McIver, and we'll get ready to see, is there a result?
There you go. I'm feeling a Stedman. I'm feeling Stedman.
I'm just scared it's not going to be. Okay.
Judges still deliberating up there. Have they made their decision?
First time my heart rate's actually started to lift today because I'm scared that the result's not going to go the way I want.
we're having a chat. Here
Stephen
we
knows
go.
something we don't.
Stephen knows something we don't. We don't have a graphic, but well done, Dave Stephen.
Okay, well done, buddy. Good lead, good chase, look good.
Oh, I'm pretty stoked. Top 4. This rain is terrible, but hey.
You're going to cry on me from up. It's okay, pal. You're into the 4.
No, we're having a good time. We're having heaps of fun, so, you know, bring it on.
That's because you're dry, pal. Get out of here. Get ready for the 4. Mate, congratulations. It's been a good run. Been summer, and I mean, you're stoked, right?
Yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm stoked, honestly. Just to be able to drive with guys like this, it's crazy.
Well, the most important thing, you know you can drive with them and you're as good as them.
Thank you. And we get to do it again tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
As we get back and ready to rumble again, go loco on the bumper. That can only be Case Pullenburry. He has got some scalps this season. None other than Fanga Dan in round number 1. He did the same thing today in round number 3. Can he take the scalp of Jordan Joyce?
Technically, you could call him a giant killer, but I don't believe he's a giant killer, Case. I think he's a giant himself, so definitely up there with the ranks, knocking off Fanga two rounds in a row.
To go and win 2 rounds in a row.
And this will be a good battle. 2 really good drivers on form this season. Jordan Joyce, a lot of respect between the 2. Jordan Joyce driving well, but let's have a look. Jordan, the higher qualifier, he'll be leading off first.
Well, here we go. He qualified 2nd yesterday. Jordan Joyce with an 84-point run. Case had probably one of his lesser qualifying results of the year with a 10th position, I think it was. Jordan Joyce comes around the outside and we'll get ready to start accelerating into the drift section here. This is round 3 of the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship. Case Pullenburry, what can he do? Jordan Joyce, good angle, sets himself up nicely to switch. Here comes Case Pullenburry though.
Here we go, Case in the attack mode, through splash, trying to gain that proximity up onto Jordan's passenger door. There we see, he looks switching right behind him, keeping it in a drift. Jordan moving out to outer zone 3. Might have been a touch of contact there, bit of a door run, but this is a really good chase run. Oh, we've cursed it. Case Pullenburry's had an issue. Case Pullenburry has had an issue at the last zone and a little steering straight in there, Steve.
Now I mean, you've been out there, you've had to have conditions like that. Is that a breakage? Is that a what?
It's a hard one. Let's see. We're going to see that through. Won't be able to get to slow it down. But Jordan Joyce doing a lovely job out in the lead here and allowing Case to jump up on that door. We see the difference in traction there. Nice early switch from Jordan Joyce. No handbrake needed just to get out to that outer zone 3. As they switch in here.
Shut down something? What was it?
I think it might have shut down. It might have shut down.
So if I'm right, this will be the overhead shot, shooting down.
Well set there, Jordan. Jordan on a nice arc around that sweep and nails the zone that he needed to. That car is very well set up. There we go, maybe we get a different angle here. Case Pullenburry approaching that driver's door, Jordan. Just trying to switch the car here. As it switches into straight-ins, whether that's a loss of power. Loss of power, maybe?
Wet gloves and a steering wheel?
Let go of the handbrake too early? I don't know.
I'll go with wet gloves and a steering wheel.
Wet gloves and a steering wheel. All right.
I don't know. Could be anything. But Jordan Joyce, probably, he's like, I don't care. I mean, I'm just out there to drift, and I want to get the furthest I can. As we get ready to send him again, Case Pullenburry now, obviously. Let's see how he goes.
There we go. Swapping over. Case in the lead on the left of the cones. They're going Toyota. Wow, the vision's getting, the cameras is getting pretty low.
Okay, What happens here? Well, I'll tell you what happens here. Case is just going to move into his drift.
A lot of rain. Look at that surface water as they come around the sweeper. Jordan Joyce set quite nicely there in the chase. Nice switch. Gain some proximity and drive up onto Case's passenger door. As we see Case switching very well in the zones.
There he goes again.
Shut down. The car's shut down. The headlight's off. Case's car has shut down.
All right, so Jordan will just turn the car around. We know that therefore Case Pullenburry will not advance further forward, so we'll see Jordan Joyce take the next spot in the top 4. Now, things to look at with this one here. Our current championship leaderboard, Taylor James is still, he's right down, 11th position. Dave Steadman's still there, and so is Sean Potros.
There's going to be some good points here for Jordan Joyce, and a very unfortunate for Case to have a car drama here. I'm sure JT Performance, James Bolton will be straight in there to figure out what's going wrong. But look, the headlight turns off, the car's shut down. It's got a PDM in it, that car. So I wonder what the go is there, but...
Okay, tell me, what is a PDM for the viewers at home?
Power distribution module. And Link ECU, Haltech. I think his one of his vehicles a Haltech one.
Yep.
Supply and support those boys, JT Performance. Eliminates all the fuses and relays out of the vehicle.
All right, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, Jordan Joyce.
Well, the man that's won everything for the last 6 rounds in League Pro Sport, you put him out.
Yeah, it's a big one to take out. I got mad love for the PB boys and the old man Murray. It's always good having competitors that are good, friendly sports. So one up to the bro, he's having trouble with his ECU, so good win through to the top 4. So
starting to feel it?
Yeah, no, it's the rain's in your face. It's a lot of element to take on, but I'm happy that the bro Sean's cars come on song and everything seems to be working.
Oh, you got the feeling. He's got the feeling. There's a song in that, isn't there? He's got the feeling. Wow, I'm not going to sing it. Don't worry. What happened?
No, I was just midway through the section. Had a little mishap with the car, but it is what it is. All credit to George. He's been driving mean in the wet and drove mean last round, so I hope he takes it all the way.
Did it shut down in that midsection?
Yeah.
How you feeling? Not going to be a top step for the first time in a long, long time.
Gutted, but can't always be, all good. So
all right, mate.
I'll come back tomorrow.
Well, here we go. We've got 2 DSR cars on one side, we've got 1 Elite Performance, and now we've got 1 Luke Fink that wants to spoil the party. Are we going to see a battle of the teammates? Oh, you watch Luke Fink, he's going to keep his foot on there and he's going to continue the drift. That's what a champion does.
Yeah, wow, what happened there? They're both going wide, but look like Potros might have just been a little bit too greedy on that entry. Luke Fink finishing the lap off. Here we go, hitting all his zones, even with having to drop a wheel after the contact. Gets up nice and high. He transitions that car really well. It transitions really nicely, that S15 from JDM. And Sean doing all he can in the chase position.
That's so impressive. You have seen many times over the years, you'll see a contact between 2 drivers and the other driver will just sort of like, yeah, I'll just get out of the throttle. And at that point there, he could have. But no, that is not what Luke Fink does. He just puts his foot on there, sits there and thinks, what's the weather like in Melbourne? Because this is probably the closest to New Zealand weather right now, and just gets on the gas.
That's it, yeah. Looks like heavy weight on Jordan's shoulders there. Sorry, Sean's shoulders there, making that mistake and making that contact on the entry.
So, little things that may be considered. Line of attack into the first turn by Luke Fink. I mean, is that too wide? And even if it is, the chase driver should have been a lot...
Wait a second.
Okay.
We need to check that. I think Luke Fink has had to reinitiate on the handbrake. I think Luke Fink has sat on the handbrake in the initiation zone, and that's not a decel zone. The judges need to look at that entry again. Watch Luke Fink's wheel on the entry. Is that what's caused the contact between Sean? I can guarantee Sean right here. Wheels locked. It's after the initiation cones. How are the judges going to look at that? That it's after the initiation cones and he is on the handbrake where he should be under full power on the sweeper. So that's going to be him. Interesting one.
Yeah.
It just looked like they're deliberating, having another look at the replay to see, but definitely a little bit said there from Luke as he entered the section. Here we go, all set for the second run. Sean Potros swapping over in the lead position. It's good to see him back with some fresh coils, thanks to Aaron Bead, Pro Sport driver. He'll be firing in here. Rightio. Luke Fink's going to be on attack mode. I can feel it. Here we go, Steve.
Well, here we go. We're straight into action. The second half of the battle. Which way are the judges going to see it? We're going to find out right now. So here comes both drivers, a slightly wider entry for Sean Potros.
Big angle from Sean Potros there. He's unfortunately missing out of zone 1. Getting through to grab out of zone 2 as he flicks up to 3.
He comes through and powers out. Look at Luke Fink. He's right on the bumper. As he washed out too wide. Oh!
Sean.
He's going to make the outside pass instead.
Sean having a drama. And they've swapped around. That's not the original way they started that battle, that's for sure. Damn, Sean having a little issue at the end there. Just going to be a big factor in this battle as we look at the replay.
So it's either a cut and dry, definitely no dry, victory to Luke Fink, or it's going to be an OMT.
Depending how they look at that first run, but Luke Fink, good proximity there. He's got a lot of grip. He knows how to drive these cars, I tell you. Driving up onto Sean. Sean putting on a pretty good lead until it all falls apart here. He just switches too early, over-rotates, doesn't get up into that top zone and has to have a little straight in there, a big straight in there, unfortunately, to get around the corner. Wow. What did the judges do about run 1? What are you feeling, Steve? What do you think?
It's just too hard to tell. I mean, I know... Well, if I say anything in any direction, I'm either going to get slapped by Mama Shah, Sean's mum, or Tiana's going to come over for the grand final and she's going to slap me. So I'm going to go for, let's go for an OMT and go again.
I've got a feeling we're going to be sitting in here a little longer and they're going to give us another OMT.
Oh, what are the judges going to do?
Big call to make.
So winner, if Luke gets the win, that's because they don't think that whatever happened in the start of his lead run was not his fault.
That's correct. And if Luke gets the win, he'll have a 10-0.
And if it's an OMT, here we go. Luke Fink takes the win.
Well,
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
I think he was waving because he can't see us out through the windscreen. Have you lost your heater, buddy?
Heater? It's not like my Corvette. My Corvette still has AC. Well, I lie, I just took the AC out, but I have like demisters and stuff. As you can see out the front of the car, I couldn't actually see you guys as I was pulling up. It's actually not so bad out on the track.
Yeah.
Yeah, the JDM Racing girls actually did a really good job of putting some anti-fog. Yeah, they put some things on the window and it made it more better.
Did you, as a child, ice skate?
I, as a younger drifter, used to take ample opportunities when there was wet roads, put it that way.
Yeah, it's showing out there today. Good luck in the year 4.
Thanks, mate.
Rightio, as we head on into the top 4. This is a pretty cool battle.
Well, Luke Fink has ruined the perfect left-hand, right-hand side of the tree battle. We would have seen
2 Repco cars on the left-hand side. I mean, we could have seen 2 elite performance Silvies on the right-hand side, but nonetheless, well done, Luke Fink advancing through. Here we go. Taylor James leading off Dave Steadman. An interesting circumstance here. Probably never seen this before.
All right, well, TJ took it at his finest. Qualified first, but we know just how good that S14 of Dave Steadman has been all day.
Right, here we go. Taylor James sitting off Dave Steadman, getting some good proximity there as they enter in these torrential conditions. Headlights on as they come around the sweeper. Taylor James quite wide on that sweeper. Dave Steadman taking the opportunity to grab some proximity as they switch through outer zone 1, which is a little bit off. Dave right there on the passenger door.
Faster switch as well.
Oh, his teammates on the car. Taylor James.
He held on to it.
Moving a wheel. Here we go. This is great stuff from both of these boys.
Oh, these conditions should not support that type of drifting, and it just shows the talent of the drivers behind the wheel. Taylor James, what a job by him. The same with that Repco 24/7 Mimico Napa Auto Parts S14 Team DSR. They've got some fantastic cars out there on track today.
That's it. Great lead run from Taylor. Good job for getting her back across the sweeper on that river of water going across that sweeper. Dave Steadman tucking in there nicely into the passenger side of his teammate's car as they switch to get up to 3. Dave Steadman a little bit shallow to gain some proximity. Well, Taylor getting out and nearly dropping a wheel. finishing it off quite nicely in unison as they go over the finish line.
Well, just brilliant. Just to see that proximity, the lack of fear, the trust in two drivers. It's probably easier for Dave Steedman as well because he's got so much trust in Adam Davies, and that's Davies' car. He's not looking at it like, oh, that's Taylor. He's like, oh, yeah, we just switch like this.
That's it, that's it. There we go, they're almost getting up to the front wheel. We can't do that. We don't want to see front wheel contact. We don't want to see approaching the front wheel.
Oh, this is beautiful.
He's done a good job to get back into position and finish the lap off nicely as they swap around now. We're going to see Dave Steedman in the lead.
So, of course, these two are not teammates as drivers, but I tell you what, the sportsmanship in the D1NZ is like no other. Team DSR, they answered the call to Taylor James. He needed a car. His engine was blowing to smithereens, but Team DSR came to the rescue. They showed just what we're so used to seeing. And I tell you what, if you want to get yourself some toys from Mimico, that would be the best way to do it, to support them. Repco 24/7, Napa Auto Parts, those are the guys that keep these cars out on track. Let's see how Dave Steedman can do from the lead position and a nice chase as well.
Right there,
Taylor James.
Taylor James using the opportunity to grab some proximity with Dave Steedman. Dave Steedman putting on a great lead run here as he heads up to outer zone 3. Can he fill outer zone 3? Doesn't quite get there, but doesn't drop a wheel. As they switch into the last corner here, Taylor James grabbing some more proximity and driving up onto the Mimico door.
Oh, that's showcase drifting, absolutely beautiful. The weather conditions are atrocious, and these guys here are still doing it. And look, you can see just how happy both of them are right now. That was incredible.
Great job from the pair of them here. And God, it's so cool to see matching cars going out there doing that, matching graphic cars. Dave Steedman grabs out of zone 1. Nice transition. That car's transitioning so smoothly today. And then in the wet, grabs OZ2 nicely. Heading up to 3. This is the part though. This could be the killer for Dave Steedman. Doesn't get enough into outer zone 3. Just struggled to get there. A little bit shallow into 4 as well as Taylor using that chance to grab some more proximity on the way out. How much do you reckon Taylor wanted to just touch that door? You know, you can see it right at the end.
He definitely wanted to. I think the dream is always to be like millimetre thick between with no contact, isn't it?
That's it, 100%.
Like when you and Troy are out there drifting, you guys know what each other are doing, so you can just do this, and it seems so hard to believe.
Yeah, pretty much.
But when it comes to that trust.
A lot of trust.
Yeah.
A lot of trust. A lot of driving together to get that trust as well.
Yeah.
Here we go, the boys up on the line. I think we have a decision.
Mimico for the win. Taylor James takes the win.
Top qualifier, into the final against the Finkster.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't know which way that was going to go, Stephen. I made a few mistakes. I missed getting the clutch stab down in the dipper there on my lead, and it bugged me up a bit. But yeah, overall, we're stoked.
Was watching your wheel work. You looked very calm and controlled in there.
Trying to be, just trying to stay smooth, and yeah, up against Dave, you know, he's going to be all or nothing. So, big ups to Dave, and once again, DSR team, legends.
That's what it's about. Drift family. Let's have a talk to Dave. He was pumped to get here. He's still got a crack at third. What's going on? It felt like a family affair out there today.
Oh, how good was that? That was so much fun. Tay's always been an epic competitor. Man, we've given him a good car, obviously, but man, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was heaps of fun.
How challenging is it, really?
You're working the wheel is something chronic. It's very wet out there. At least it's consistent now. Patchy's bad, but yeah, we've got one more up our sleeve. I'm looking forward to that.
Ultras.
Whoop, whoop. Let's do it.
Whoop, whoop, let's do it. Go get it.
Wow, Wow, the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship. We're certainly seeing some of the most impressive driving that we have seen in many a year. Well, I think the crowd are trying to find a spot inside, and they're probably in the pits watching any form of coverage they can. But look at those guys out there. Give yourselves a round of applause, because we're certainly cheering for you. Out there ensuring you get to watch the best drifting that we possibly can. Yeah, that's the Mana wave. If you could see me, I'd be throwing it straight back. Where's your best Mana wave? There it is. There it is. There's another one. 3. Okay, I've got 3 Mana waves. Any more up there? Where's Aaron Habib? He's got a Mana wave. Thank you, Aaron Habib. And yeah. Where? There he goes, Aaron Habib. That's my man. Yeah, thank the coils, mate. That is such an incredible thing. To you, we say thank you. Sportsmanship in this championship is where it's at, and we can't do it without the amazing drivers, the teams. Up the Mana wave. There's another Mana wave. I think we're the best place in Aotearoa to go up and chuck those things around. We've got to get Stephen MacGyver into a Mana wave at some stage. The cars are making their way around. This is going to be the battle for 3rd and 4th coming up shortly. Who's going to be in the finals? Well, let's talk about the ones that got there. We've got Taylor James, of course. And well, the cars are making their way around. How much have you enjoyed what we've seen today?
It's been great. It's been great that these battles, Dave Steadman, Taylor James, is putting on a show for us. Then that was some really, really good battles between 2 team cars.
Well, it's an interesting start to our day that's just basically got better and better and better as we've seen a showcase of superb drifting talent in any form of conditions. Let's hope for dry tomorrow so we can see everything.
That's it. Yeah, we're only just warming up. Round 4 tomorrow. These boys tonight have to reset. Let's reset the cars up and go again in the reverse direction tomorrow.
Well, that's going to be I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be so much fun to see.
I'm actually excited to see how this track's going to play out.
I've been coming to Manfeild now myself for I think 11 or 12 years as part of the team for the D1NZ. I've only ever seen us go one way.
That's right.
Turn it around.
Never turned it around, never come reverse. So very exciting for tomorrow.
Well, the battle for 3rd and 4th is coming up shortly. Well, here is the battle at hand. This is to find a place in the finals. Here's the battle tree. Taylor James, the first to find their spot in the final. Taylor James, great victory over Dave Steadman. Jeremy Slammett, Johnny Latham, OMTs, all sorts. Luke Fink, he went through Potros. Now he's got to go up against Jordan Joyce. It's not nice to go through one of the elite boys. Now he's got to try and do it with 2. Of course, Case Pullenburry was knocked out. Championship still up for grabs. Possibly still by tomorrow. Well, we're going to see this battle now to see who finds a spot in the final. It's the elite performance re-up Stock Street Nissan S14 of Jordan Joyce behind the wheel on the Valinos.
This will be a battle.
Like it's wet, 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 and look at the smoke coming off those Valinos. Stop it. You need that tyre grip.
Trying to warm them up. Jordan's not shy of a burnout or 2, that's for damn sure.
Okay, so we told you're in the wrong spot. High qualifier will be on that side, so...
That's correct. Jordan Joyce being the higher qualifier will lead off first.
Can you push me back? So, I like it. Well, he's like, I'm not pushing you back. You can come forward. That's what a smart Māori boy does. Well done, Willie. Repco D1NZ to find a spot in the final. Is it going to be the elite performance team that are going to make their way there with Jordan Joyce behind the wheel, or is the JDM team with Luke Fink out of Australia going to make his way into the final? We know that Luke Fink loves Manfeild. Can he put a stamp on this battle?
Luke Fink jumping up to get some proximity on the entry. Here we go, Jordan Joyce, nicely set. Like I said before, that car super set up well. Nice and smooth as he transitions out of outer zone 1, through splash. Just grabbing the edge here of outer zone 2 nicely. A little bit slow from Jordan. He has to stack the angle on to control it, but as he heads over to 3, he gets 3 perfectly as well. This is a great lead run and allowing Luke Fink to be right there in the pocket for this whole lap on the chase.
Luke Fink comes through. He'll be on the... yeah, with contact because it's Luke, and they come through to finish.
Luke Fink on the grass to the back straight. Everything's a bit wild. That was a great lead run. That was a great lead run.
Jordan Joyce is going to feature another one coming back through Higgins. All right, here we go. Let's have a look.
Jordan Joyce there nicely as he switches, transitions that car beautifully into splash, grabs OZ1 out to OZ2, stack it on the angle. Luke Fink doing a great job in the chase there to slow that car up as they head up to out of zone 3. Jordan Joyce millimetre perfect on the edge of the track, very tricky in these conditions as he switches for the final corner, and Luke Fink taking the opportunity to just dive back up on that door and have a nice end to the battle. I don't know if there was contact. It might look like Jordan Joyce's suspension just unsettling as he leaves the section.
So we've obviously got to speak about the slight adjustment in the steering for Luke as he entered into the section. Outside of that, it was all about proximity, proximity, proximity. A great lead run as we've seen by Jordan Joyce. Everywhere that Jordan went, Luke was just on the door.
That's it. Luke Fink, an amazing chase driver. He's one of the world's best when it comes to this sort of thing. Jordan Joyce, yeah, just putting on a great lead lap and allowing that epic chase lap and display of chasing from Luke Fink there.
Well, we'll go and see them back it up. They switch it up, they switch positions, and it will be Luke Fink's turn. Now that is a supercharged LSB8, yes?
Pretty sure it's an LSA with a blower on the top of it. Oh, here we go. That Jordan Joyce giving him a little rub up on the front straight. That's what we like to see.
Yeah, chuck a donut on there. There's all right with... I tell you, the JDM team are good at wrapping a car, so I'm sure another donut on the side will be A-OK as Luke Fink sets sail. And
Luke Fink created a little bit of a gap between him and Jordan here on the sweeper and initiation. A little bit shallow as he goes to the puddle.
Oh, and that was a big drag on the handbrake after he went through
them. To try and get Luke Fink out of trouble there.
Man, that would have flipped any other driver around.
Jordan Joyce needs to close up on the proximity just to finish this lap off as Luke Fink transitioning so fast from one side of the track to the other. He gets out to that zone.
Can he keep it on? The black stuff coming out.
Jordan Joyce, the turning serve. They finished the section exactly how they finished lap 1, Steve.
Oh, that was absolutely stunning. We have certainly been given a treat.
Here we go. Here's the biggest thing of the lap. Luke Fink shallow on the sweeper as we come up, runs through the ripples and then almost straight into, but he's not. He's just slowly transitioning into outer zone 1. It's a very slow transition there. That could be a point to look at for these judges. Other than that, Luke Fink, millimetre perfect, drags out to the edge of the track there where not many other drivers have got up that high today.
So this is potentially going to come down to this point here. So Luke comes through. What's your view as we see it now?
Hits the puddle, might lose a little bit of the front, a little bit of left foot brake. Now, it is straight for a tiny bit of time, but he's handbraking through into the section. So is it counted as it's just part of his handbrake motion? Or are they going to say that's straight? I would say that's not straight for Luke Fink. It's not going to count. It's just a slow transition. And due to the conditions, you need to transition these cars slower than we would do in the drive. Jordan Joyce returning serve, jumping straight back on that door to finish that lap off. Interesting one. Like I said, Steve, I don't want to be a judge today.
No, I'm quite happy. So we know how the results are going to be.
Boys, I can see the judges still looking at replays.
Okay, so I know the judges are watching their own replays. They have their own judges replay system, thanks to the team at Motorsport New Zealand. And I know that this is what they will be looking at.
Jordan Joyce had a little bobble, but it was before the initiation. He just initiated in time in that chase position. Are the judges going to see Luke Fink's shallowness on the sweeper and dipping a wheel onto that ripple strip as a mistake? And is that going to be the feeder? Definitely Luke Fink had better proximity in his chase run the lap before. He also got that clipping point at the end in his lead run a lot better than Jordan Joyce. So.
All right, so it's quite simple. We know what, if Jordan Joyce wins, that is because the judges have looked at that handbrake drag. If And if we see Luke Fink win, that's because of
proximity on his chase.
Yeah.
And he got a couple of the clips a little bit better than Jordan, but let's wait and see. I don't know which way this one's going to go. It's a tough decision to send one of the boys into the final. Steve's down there, he doesn't know, he doesn't have an insight. The replay after.
I've got to teach him how to mana wave the next winner. It's the overhand 5-finger throw. Yeah. Here we go.
Big decision.
Which way is it going to be? Jordan Joyce takes the win.
Jordan Joyce gets the win and into the final.
Yeah, that mana wave.
Wow, that was tight. The judges had to look at a lot of things there.
Yeah, it's wet out there, man. Luke's big competition, and massive getting a win. The crowd's still out here in the rain. There's a lake out in the middle of the track. I'm just happy to make it this far.
All right, put the flippers on for the final.
Yeah, man, swimsuits coming out.
Whoa, okay. Let's go and talk to Luke, because honestly, I thought that was tight. There was some talk of breaks, there was some talk of proximity, but man, you are putting on a hell of a show today.
Yeah, I stuffed up. I thought it would go his way. I just stuffed my lead up a bit, and yeah, I think a few hits are starting to take its toll on S15. The steering wheel was a bit like, how you going and stuff. Not using the car as an excuse, I just generally didn't get deep enough in that first corner, and I downshift sort of mid-corner there, and I think I just got that downshift a bit sooner than I had every other time. Every other time I've come in there in the wet, someone crashed into me, so I didn't know my points that well.
Yeah. All right, well, you've still got a crack at the podium, so let's go get it, eh?
Yeah, that's it. We'll chuck some fuel in, a bit more ice, and go again.
Well done, mate. All right. So there you go. We've got our final set. It'll be Joyce against James and Steedman against Fink for 3 and 4. That 3 and 4 battle will be first up. It's been a busy old day for the judges, Steve.
All right, well, I think it's time to maybe talk to the judges.
That's right, up to the boys, up to the judges. Well, our third and fourth battle get ready. Boys, Andrew, how are you, mate? How you going up there?
Yeah, good. It was turning out to be a good battle from Luke's side. Awesome chase, really impressive in the wet. Unfortunately, in the lead there was a few issues. The first one that I saw, we actually all kind of saw it slightly different. I zeroed out Jordan for his initiation. I felt like he initiated, went straight, and then reinitiated just on the last cone. And then I also zeroed out independently Luke in the lead. So it was a 0-0 wash, and I've gone back to the first run, and I wanted to see it one more time based off of Jordan's awesome lead and Luke's awesome chase. These guys saw it as Luke zeroed and Jordan did not zero. Therefore, it was a 10-0 versus the first run, so Jordan goes through.
Understandable, and that we can certainly understand why the decision was made in the way it was. If you're still there, one more question. I've been really impressed with the skills that we're seeing out there with the last sort of 4 drivers in pro. What we've seen have been absolutely textbook drifting in terrible conditions.
Yeah, it's really blown me away, especially with what happened yesterday. It was raining, and there was very patchy runs. And then today, everyone's just putting it on for battles. And now we're in the top 4, couple, finals. It's, the driving's just insane. Absolutely crazy to see.
Well, look, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to talk to our judging team. You know what? Let's have a look at some of the highlights from today. Well, it all started with a battle with Jace Brown, Johnny Latham, the power of a couple of Toyotas. We certainly saw a bit of dry stuff to start with, but we knew it wasn't going to hang around.
That's correct. And then these tricky conditions when it's half dry and half wet is a driver's worst nightmare. If it's going to be full dry, obviously being the optimum condition we want, but we'd rather have it full dry or full wet, not two of the same, because it makes the conditions so hard, as we see Kurt Blakey here over-rotating during his battle with James Manaway early on.
We managed to hold on to it, a bit of contact, and then of course that would cause a straight line. Mick Manaway being able to drive out of the circuit. Of course, there went Brucey. And how Adam Davies was able to just go through that. And this one here, Jaron Olive Cronin, we really thought that could have gone in a different way, but of course it went OMT.
That's right. It went OMT. Sean becoming the victor after the OMT, with Jaron struggling with that thing in the tricky conditions. And this was a good battle. Johnny Latham from the south, he's turning it on in that Beamer that he hasn't driven very much with that new NASCAR motor in it.
and it could have gone any way, but it didn't. It went in the form of Taylor James eventually. It was a battle of the supers out there between the New Caledonian kid and the JDM machine and RHP's Clayton Daly.
That's right, Jeremy Slammett taking the win on that one. And then Olive Cronin moving forward to Sean Potros. And another tricky conditions, and Jaron still figuring out that fresh car over rotating into the last corner.
Taylor James, they were sitting there throwing their wing mirrors around. It's okay what Taylor James can do in one DSR car. I'll tell you what, Dave Steedman said, I can do the same thing, and he's about to do it as he makes a little bit of contact, throws his wing mirror off as well, and goes down the straight and says, I don't really like what just happened here.
There'll be a few marketplace searches for some wing mirrors for some S14s and 180S6s as we come through to the battle between Cody Pullenbury and Shannon Redmond.
Great to have Shannon Davison Redmond and back in the D1NZ. We certainly love our southern drivers, and a huge shout out to Drift South as well, breeding ground of amazing champions out of that region of Aotearoa. Of course, this one here was a huge one as well. We had the Go Loco machine of Case Pullenbury going up against the 4-times champion, the legend that is Fanga Dan.
Fanga just making an uncharacteristic little mistake there where he messed up his transition. And as we see here, that Luke Fink.
Yeah, so
Adam Davies battle.
As we look in the right-hand corner, cooling has been a big issue for that team this weekend. Contact doesn't help it as well, so Jeremy Slammett on the jack. We can see even McManaway's over there. Damien's trying to keep himself dry, and they're getting the bits and pieces ready to go. So on with the dry ice. I only think they had 6 bags this morning. I'd say there's none left, but if they do any better, we'll see maybe those bags of ice get used for something else.
Yeah, these boys all coming together. 2 other drivers there, the boss, James Manaway, Jeremy Slammett there in his race suit, getting underneath to make some adjustments maybe.
And while he's doing that, we've got a beautiful skid. Case was out there, but then of course, when he looked like he was going to drive away with a potential win and get even more points in the championship twice, we had issues with the car cutting out. So work to do for that team for tomorrow. Then we saw this one here, great piece of action out there on track.
Very tough conditions for these boys in the matching, and sorry, not the matching, the S15s, and they took the brunt of that weather. That was a bit of a tough one for them.
Doing anything he can to get a bit of heat into those front tyres, sledging it through, and then of course Jordan needed to stop that skid to keep some rubber.
Yeah, Jordan.
And that was some of the highlights of our day, round 3 of the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship, as James McManaway puts the rear boot lid on. The monster truck there in the background.
There we go, they're under the car with some spanners and adjusting, maybe checking some of the rear wise fab in that car to make sure the toe arms are still straight. Might be adjusting maybe the toe arm there by being at the back of the axle.
This is a 5-minute.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so this is...
Oh, wow.
Billy's down there. 4 minutes and 47 seconds. We run out the door right now, we could watch it. Of course, the broadcast truck is just behind the JDM Racing Transporter. Okay, so they are working on the car. We have the other car on the line. Therefore, the 5 minutes has started. They now have 4 minutes, 30 odd seconds to finish. So this is essentially a forced 5-minute call.
That's it. Dave Steedman's made the line. Then the ruling is, once he's made the line, the other car's still being worked on mechanically.
Now this is part of the rules, part of the rules and the regulations this season in the D1NZ. In the past, they've certainly made a few different changes. I wonder what's caused, where's the contact and stuff earlier on?
He's been hit by everyone, hasn't he? On his run-ups, he's had a lot of people. Potros, it was his last battle. Jordan Joyce, a little bit of contact. So maybe there was some wheel-to-wheel contact, which might have caused the wheel alignment to be a bit out of spec than what the JDM boys want to run on that car.
Well, you know what? If this is going to take 5 minutes, I think we should come back with a little bit more drifting. We'll be back right after the break. All right, well, we're back in it, and looks like the car's back out. Luke Fink, he's like, yeah, I've got this. Don't you worry about that. What's Shay doing? He's going to go, okay, I better run up. He's gone to check in, but he's going to run up into the spotters tower and feed back the information.
Hear that car behind us making its way to the track for Luke's last battle of the day. The team running around. There's Dave Stedman sitting there eagerly on the line.
I thought we might have seen a little bit of the Taurus. What a machine.
That Taurus. Oh, epic. There we go, the cameraman. That's the coolest thing here. Look at that.
So yeah, the Taurus, which is one of a few New Zealand monster trucks. There's another one, Kiwi Thunder. Now, that is back, and I can't wait. So that's Shane Wilson, who is from Motorsport Communications. He's been busy restoring it. There's still a few around. I have a photo, and this will be hard to believe because I'm a fat bugger, I've got a photo of me inside the wheel when I was a kid.
Wow, that's pretty cool. A lot of memories of the Kiwi Thunder truck. Here's Shane Wilson, Motorsport Communications. He's actually a sponsor of my program. Epic man. He rang me a couple weeks ago and told me, hey Ben, I've bought a monster truck.
This is so good. So good.
Rightio here. We go for third place battle.
Well, I think we'll get ready to scrub the cars, get some heat in the tyres if that's at all possible. And then we'll let our other viewers join us as Well, this is the battle for third and fourth. This is the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship. Manfeild Circuit Chris Amon. Who is going to take the win? It's an S15 with an LS, it's an S14 with an RB32 under the bonnet. It's the JDM machine versus Team DSR's Dave Stedman. It's Australia versus New Zealand. The Anzac battle for the last place on the podium is about to begin. Luke Fink, we know how great a drifter he is. We know how aggressive he can be, but we know how good that S14 of Dave Stedman's has been the entire day. Let's go.
Luke Fink with a lot of pace into the section. That's as fast as we've seen coming in to this very slippery section. Dave Stedman just making a correction in the chase run there, trying to get through splash. There's a lot of surface water on, so it'd be very hard to get front grip. As we see Luke coming out, nearly dropping a wheel. That's a very good job of outer zone 3 as he switches up. He's the best today at outer zone 4 as we finish off the track. But Dave Stedman made a mistake.
Yeah, that's a correction as he moved into splash. I mean, how do you know how fast somebody's going to enter? And this is kind of what happened here. Goes for that shallow to midline, gets right up there. And of course, one of the things he ran the possibility of doing was running himself out.
That's what he did there. He got himself into the pockets a little bit too up on the sweeper and then causing him to switch on the ripple strip. He might have even dropped a wheel over the back and it caused him to switch and the car rotated too fast. As we see here, Luke into that outer zone 4. He's been the best all day at outer zone 4, getting nice and high and in that zone long and promoting the chase car to be able to get back up on the door to finish the lap off.
Most drivers have struggled to keep their wheels on in the dry, and here he is in the wet.
Dave Stedman there, so shutting himself out, and there is a wheel drop. There's a wheel drop and a loss of grip, which has caused an early rotation.
The lucky thing for Dave Stedman is it's a heavy points deduction as opposed to a 0 because he was able to maintain and keep his drift.
That's correct. Finishing off the lap strong, but great lead run from Luke Fink, and damn, he had some pace coming into the section there. He was flying. Let's see what can happen when we swap over to Dave Stedman.
Luke Fink, he qualified in 3rd position yesterday with an 83.3. Of course, that means he got to set the pace at the start. Dave Stedman versus Luke Fink. Stedman, I think we're just going to see the same run Stedman has pumped through. He's going to say, Luke, if you want it, get on my back bumper.
I hope so, I hope so. Here we go. Luke Fink will definitely be pushing hard, I'll tell you, for the last battle for their day. Here we go.
Well, here we go, all right, and both of them almost simultaneously, one on the handbrake, drive in and get set up to head their way through Splash. Here comes Luke Fink already.
Nice of Dave Stedman there to fill out of zone 1, keeping his wheels on the track. But look at Luke Fink on the attack on the passenger door of the Stedman car as they switch up to outer zone 3. Dave Stedman not filling it as nice as Luke did in his lead run, and definitely not filling the last section out of zone 4 as nice as Luke did as well. But look at the proximity from Luke Fink, putting on a show for his last battle of the day.
And a great drive by both of them. Are we thinking a win to Luke? What are you thinking?
Advantage Luke. Unfortunately, my pick for today, Dave Stedman. He was my pick for today.
Just that was the only real thing. It's just so the little things we're looking at is obviously the proximity. Dave still got a great lap in front of him, but possibly looking at a better lap for the lead run of Luke Fink.
That's correct. Luke Fink's lead run was phenomenal. He made it out to all the zones. Millimetre perfect in zone 3. Zone 4 up and nice and high, which, like I said, is the best at doing that all day. So I think his lead run is going to help him win this battle. Dave Stedman nice and set on the sweeper. Mid-track line, comes into switch. Switches nicely. Doesn't get all of zone 1 as much as he probably wanted to. Grabs zone 2, switches up nice. He's just a little bit shallow into 3, where Luke Fink was millimetre perfect at the edge of the track in that JDM S15.
And that was the end of the battle. One thing that I've noticed with Luke Fink's car, you talked about it before, is that those rear wheels were certainly sort of sucked in.
I wonder if they made an alignment change before their 5 minute. We'll have to ask them later on.
Well, it's time to head down and find what the result's going to be. I'm just looking, judges from where we can see look like they're pretty happy with what they've seen.
If we've got a result, they're going to tell us?
I don't know. I think they'll probably just go down and let Stephen McIver know. Who's got it? What's Stephen McIver saying? Looks like Luke Fink takes the win.
P3, baby. What was the forced 5 for?
I didn't realise when I tapped... who was I battling on that last one?
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah,
Seems like ages ago.
Yeah, the black car.
Yeah.
But we had a really good battle. But over the finish line, I gave him a nudge, being a bit too overzealous. I didn't realise I completely knocked massive toe out right rear. And I just went to the start line thinking it's just wet and crap. And it just feels a bit crap because it's wet. Turned out my wheel's pointing all the way the wrong way. So it didn't help me on my lead, obviously, but we just banged the toe in back in it, and the GT Tech rear copper heat, just make the adjustments, and it's hooking again. So big thanks to the JDM Racing crew. Honestly, massive help. The guys and girls there, they're absolute bloody legends. And this Magnuson supercharger, I need one for my Corvette. Let's get one, but yeah, I love them.
Love seeing you smile, man. Pull up and get ready for the podium after we've done the championship race. The round one. Okay, let's talk to the Steed man. Thumbs up. He gives the thumbs up. It's tough out there, huh?
It is tough, yeah. A little bit gutted there. Just made one mistake really on the sweeper. But hey, we had a lot of fun. Can't thank our sponsors, Mimico, Napa, Vehicle Service Centre, Repco Hydraulics, all of our sponsors that make this possible. Tyre budget's pretty good this round, so we've got a few left for tomorrow, so bring it on.
Yeah, and there's another family car coming up.
Yeah, yep, that's the one.
Well done.
Awesome, thanks guys.
All right, well, let's maybe have a look and see what the championship points are looking like currently. Of course, Case Bullenburry, in theory, should be at the front.
Definitely, here we go.
270, Dave Stedman's closed up with a 206. Now, who is Jordan Joyce is now sitting in 4th place, but he is going to get more points. So I'm expecting, I'm
expecting Jordan to leapfrog into 2nd place. He should.
How many points is it for a win?
You tell me.
Case is on 270. It might be 100 for a win. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, there can only be one. So driving the Elite Performance 2JZ powered Nissan S14 is Jordan Joyce. He's driving the Napa Auto Parts Mimico Team DSR machine. It is Taylor James. He's sponsored by HD Heavy Diesel Limited, CWR Central Wood Recyclers, John Ray Insurance, Roundwood New Zealand, Shaw's Wire Ropes, NDT Developments, Taylor Automotive, G White Logging, PWS Wiring. He doesn't have the stickers on the cars, but he knows who his sponsors are. This is Taylor James driving the Team DSR car. This is our top qualifier going up. The man who sat in second. This is the final. Here we go.
Yeah, we're out here. Taylor James, great lead run so far. So Jordan Joyce is putting on a display here in tricky conditions. Getting that proximity up here. Good proximity on the sweeper as they come through out of zone 2. Jordan Joyce trying to seek up onto that driver's door now for Taylor James. Taylor James hitting his marks.
Beautiful, clean run for Taylor James in horrible conditions. He goes for the inside-outside and makes his way out to fill the outer zone, coming across the line. A solid lead run, a beautiful chase as well by Jordan Joyce.
That's it. And we see a nice lead run from Taylor James, hitting his marks in those zones. Millimetre perfect again into outer zone 3. So that was really good to see, allowing Jordan Joyce to have a nice chase as we see the two teams down there. Look at that angle. Look at that angle from Taylor James on the sweeper in the wet, holding it net on the lock stops as he switches through outer zone 1, nails that outer zone 1. Taylor has really got this car set up well.
It's certainly a great looking car. The way he's driving it, he just looks like he's at home, setting it up beautifully, but there's one person in behind that hasn't got a problem, just grinding away on the door without contact, and there he is, Jordan Joyce.
Great run from the pair of them. Let's see now as they come back around to the dummy grid. Let's see what Taylor James can do in the chase for the last run of the day, the second half of the final.
Of course, Taylor James would struggle to be there if it wasn't for the Team DSR boys, and they're sponsored by Mimico, Napa Auto Parts, Gulf Western Oil, Vehicle Service Centre, Link ECU, NMT Shipping, AWS Graphics, and so many more. These guys are waiting to see who's going to be crowned a champion, and we're about to find out, will this be the last battle of the day? It is Jordan Joyce, the man who qualified second yesterday with an 84-point pass. He's going up against Taylor James, a borrowed car. Who is going to take the win? They start making their way around Toyota, the corner before the acceleration begins. And straight into the acceleration zone they go. They are grabbing gears, and let's see, are they going to flick simultaneously? Yes, they do.
Jordan Joyce out in the lead here with a nice sweeper. Taylor James, though, emulating that angle as well, even bettering the angle in the chase position as they move through Splash to come through. Look at Taylor on the passenger door, putting on a show here. Jordan Joyce getting a whole lot of outer zone 2 as they switch up the hill.
Well, they start making their way back up. What can Jordan Joyce do? Again, he's got right up the top. He brings the nose down. He's hard on the gas. Two incredible drivers putting on a show. This is the D1NZ Pro Championship. This is the final.
What an amazing run from both of those drivers. Pushing it to the limits in the final. Taylor, dream run for him, ending up in the final, qualifying first yesterday in a borrowed car. And Jordan Joyce driving well all weekend, all season. And in these tricky conditions, these guys, the judges have definitely got a decision on their hands here.
Well, they've saved the best to last, and this is one of the best runs we've seen. And every single amazing run seems to have a couple of different cars in it, and both of them say Elite on it or Team DSR. There's 5 incredible cars out there, and we've got to obviously add Luke Fink to the mix as well. Look at them, just on point, closing up gaps. Here we go.
That's correct. And one thing I want to point out, Jordan Joyce does very well at the end of this section. He gets up high, like we were talking with Luke Fink previously, into that outer zone 4, and then ducks down. It's just a phenomenal lead run, allowing Taylor James to do an exceptional chase run here in these conditions.
Now, still no decision made by the judges. They are ready to sit there and essentially punch the result. Of course, it'll go down to Stephen McIver. Watch it.
Right there, Jordan Joyce right at the edge of the track in these treacherous conditions, flirting with the edge of the track. As we bring them down, do we have a decision?
Well, I think Stephen may look at getting them out. His decision, not mine. Oh.
Okay. This is the fun part, right? This is the fun part. How you feeling about the runs?
It was good, yeah, they actually felt quite well. Yeah, felt like we stayed on the clips, felt like we had a good chase, and yeah, we'll see the outcome.
All right, let's see what Jordan thinks. Jordan, come over here, bud. Yeah, he got P3. You're up for P1 or P2. Two very good runs by both of you. How are you feeling?
Yeah, nah.
Nah?
I don't know, bro. It's, you can't see what's behind you, so we don't have comms, so we just go with the flow. Just put your foot down and go. There's a bit of a lake out there, so I don't know. It's anyone's game. Taylor's been quick all day. Either way, the boys are on.
Yeah, they are on. I'm not hearing anything in my ears. Okay, we have a result. So park yourself there. Park yourself there. So, who wins round 3, Repco, D1NZ? Someone's going to tell me in my ear in 2 seconds. It is Taylor James. Boys have been on form all day, both of you. Congratulations. I mean, after what you've been through with your own car, this must feel rather sweet.
Yeah, it does, eh? Yeah, like you say, we've been through hell and back this year, 2 shitty rounds and sort of buggered up our points. And yeah, we sort of thought we were honestly going to sit the rest of the season out. But yeah, massive thanks to Adam and the DSR boys. And yeah, for giving me the car, obviously. But yeah, big thanks to all my sponsors, HDL, and yeah, I don't know. Too many to name at the moment, but yeah, we'll get there.
Feels good, eh?
It does, yeah.
And guess what? You can do it all again tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully. All
right, where's Jordan? One more final thought before we do the podium. Tight, mate. I think today the judges have had a lot to think about, and that was as tight as it could get.
Yeah, I take it up to them, eh? Like, it's a hard decision watching up there. Even in my head, driving up there, you never have a clue, man. It can come down to the smallest thing, you know?
All right, let's do the podium, shall we, gentlemen? The top 3 get over there by the podium, and we'll do the official podium for round 3 of Repco D1NZ here at Circuit Chris Amon in Manfeild. And folks, you can come over. Don't be frightened. They're your boys. Keith Lewis from Repco D1NZ will present the trophies today. And in 3rd position is our Australian cousin driving the JDM S15. It's Luke Fink. In 2nd position in the Elite Performance S14, Jordan Joyce. And your winner of round 3 of Repco D1NZ and the HDL Diesel, the Mimico S180, it is none other than Taylor James. And that, folks, is your official podium of round 3, Repco D1NZ. Lads, there's some wet stuff. You've been driving on the wet stuff. Why don't you spray some of the wet stuff around? Oh, get out of it. Oh, come on. What the heck? Okay, right, okay. Thanks, lads. Appreciate that. But there you go.
Can't get on our race suits. We've got to race tomorrow.
Yes, we do have to race tomorrow. That's the most important thing because we're going to double it up and go the other way around. Okay, Steve, let's take a quick look at the championship points, shall we?
Wow, what a day, what a result. Let's have a look at the championship points. And Dave Steedman sitting on 206 points from Sean Potros. Jordan Joyce on 202. This is the same points that we saw in the last, just before we read it, and that was before the championship final. So I'm not sure if that's correct. So Case Pullenbury shown it's at 270 points. Taylor James, he's moved up to 180. Connor Halligan in 6th from Luke Fink. He's gone up to 156. Big jump for Taylor, 6 positions. Jeremy Slammett, Vanger Dan and Sam West, that is the top 10. But I question whether it's repopulated after the last one we saw. Taylor's definitely moved up. Clayton Daly, Michael Thorley, Cody Pullenbury, James McManaway, Adam Davies. That's the top 15. And then we go to Bruce Tannock, Jaron Olacrona, Kurt Blackie, Calvin Clark, and Troy Jenkins. That's the 20. And one more page of incredible drifters with Andy Donoghue, Brody Marr, Adam Camplin, Shannon Davison Redmond, Benny Boy Jenkins, Johnny Latham and Jace Brown. The 27 pros that we've had so far, that is how they stand. Well, Stephen McIver, I think it's time to do something fun.
Yeah, I think the boys, what they want to, they'll go and do some victory skids. But it's certain. I want to take the words of Jordan Joyce. It's like it's really tough out there, right? They're literally swimming on an ocean. But how incredible these drivers are to be able to manufacture really tight racing, and that's what we have seen today. Congratulations to Daniel Smith winning in Pro Sport earlier today, and they were lucky, the Pro Sport boys. They primarily got a dry track. It was the Pro boys that had to really work hard. And let's remind, this is the first time in 6 rounds, that's 3 rounds of Pro, and then last year's Pro Sport, that Case Pullenbury hasn't won a round. So it's shaking the tree, as you said quite rightly, Steve, up. But man, these guys and their teams, they're artists, particularly when it comes to wet drifting. Champagne's not bad, actually, gotta say. It's been a long old day, but guess what? We're going to do it all tomorrow. 11 a.m, we're going to do the Pro Sport round number 4. Remember, we're going the other way. It'll be in our live stream on YouTube, and then from 2 o'clock live on Sky Sport, Fox Sport and KO, and of course motorsporttv.tv, wherever you are around the world. We'll do it all again. Round 4 of Repco D1NZ. We'll say goodbye from a soggy circuit, Chris Amon and Manfeild. Leave you with the final run of the big battle, the last battle for 1 and 2, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Take it easy, and if you're on the road, just be safe.